Hey everyone, do you love tabletop RPGs and want to help shape a brand new system? Then let me tell you about Legend Seeker and how you can support its development while getting some awesome perks. By subscribing to our legendary tier on YouTube or becoming a paid member on our Discord or Patreon, you'll get early access to all Legend Seeker lore and mechanics. This means you'll be among the first to dive into the world of Legend Seeker and give direct feedback that will help shape the game. But that's not all. Supporters will also be the first to playtest the system and will get exclusive invites to private streams where we discuss the game in detail. Your input will play a huge role in making Legend Seeker the best that it can be. Now, for those of you who love watching our tabletop role-playing game shows, supporting Legend Seeker comes with some fun bonuses for the casts. Here's how it works. If you are a Copper or Common member on Discord or Patreon, you can give a $20 benefit to a player of your choice. Silver and Uncommon members can give 2 benefits to 2 players of your choice. If you go the YouTube route, you can give a $50 benefit to a player of your choice. And for the ultimate support, Gold and Mythic members on Discord and Patreon give a $20 benefit to 3 players of your choice. You can choose from all casts across Moonskull. Every bit of support goes directly towards making Legend Seeker a reality. It helps fund the art, writing, editing, and eventual publishing of the game. So, if you want to be a part of this journey and support our shows, join our legendary tier on YouTube or become a member on Discord or Patreon. We couldn't do it without you, and we're excited to build Legend Seeker together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the game.
On last week's edition of Horror on the Orient Express, our heroes continued their trek across Trieste, assisting their new friend, Dr. Ivo Novakovic. They made their way to yet another sweltering taxidermist where they found that the missing damsel, Alma, was taken in by none other than Anna Castano. Tracing their steps to an old hunting lodge north of Trieste, the investigators found a grisly scene. People torn limb from limb and no Alma nor Anna in sight. Not so coincidentally, they followed drag marks into the forest where they descended into a hole in the earth, only to find a ghastly ghast. After a terrifying encounter, our heroes made their way back to Trieste to see their friends off back home. What further mysteries lay in wait in Trieste? Will they ever see their new friends again? Let's find out in tonight's episode of Horror on the Orient Express. Hello, and welcome once again to yet another episode of Horror on the Orient Express. I am your beloved and well, whatever else you want to ascribe to me, keeper of arcane lore, Moss, and these beautiful, beautiful people around me are our cast, who you all come here to watch make me suffer. So, without further ado, let's say hi to everybody. JT, how are you doing this evening?
I knew you were going to pick me first because I wasn't looking. In fact, I was counting on it. I want you all to know that Moss just admitted to making love to the earth literally 2 seconds before we started this show. He makes love to the earth. It's what he said.
You got to pay tribute to Mother Gaia.
He's an earth effer.
And I'm out. How do I...
That's all I have to say. I'm done.
All right. Well, now that we know just how JT is, Frost, how are you this evening?
I can't find the button to leave. I'm stuck in here with you.
There's no escape.
I'm doing well, except for that. I mean, I'm going to suffer through because I really have nowhere else to be. So I might as well stay with the Earth lover. And
I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me.
I'm excited to see what happens. The only thing I realized that we didn't really follow up on last time was that Anna's finger and the ring. And, other than that.
What?
Huh? There's a finger down in there. You don't know. You weren't in the hole with us. You don't understand what happened down in the hole.
That's because I don't get in the hole with you weird people.
You had to be there. But speaking of somebody who is actually here, Chris, how are you this evening?
Yes, I'm good. They started stocking the candy van with raisins, and I was done.
He had to leave.
Like, I would rather be here. So
well, very nice. We're glad that you could join us for this momentous occasion. I don't know what's gonna make it momentous, but we'll figure that out as we go. Depends on what you guys do. And last but not least, I hear that somebody had a first stream on yet another channel.
Yes.
Traitor. What a traitor. Sevvy, how are you?
Traitor? Why traitor? I am good. We had a lot of fun. I think, let me check to see where that channel is at. We're at 68 subs, which is absolutely amazing considering I just started the channel. So I'm gonna say thank you so much for everybody who came out and watched Sarah Boone go crazy. So if you're curious to see what happened on the craziness that exploded today, because that was an explosive testimony that she gave, that I was committed to not say anything until the very end and give legal commentary on that until she opened up her mouth. And then I just could not stop myself because it was absolutely crazy. It was absolutely insane. You know what? We're just one away from 69 subs. Just pointing it out. Just putting it out there. But it was absolutely crazy. Make sure to go check it out. We're working to get to 500 and then the watch hours to get monetized. I think it'll be absolutely amazing.
I'm not saying I'm competitive or anything, Sevvy, but if you get to 500 before me after just starting your channel, we ain't friends no more.
Yeah, no kidding. What do you think I've been doing this entire time? Damn.
No, I think it's doable. I think I can make it. And I think it'll be interesting. I'll be making more videos out on P. Diddy and Sarah Boone and adding more commentary on that. Because P. Diddy's like, check it out. P. Diddy's bail just got denied again. So I will be doing a video talking about it. You guys will now. Make sure to check it out. It'll be actually amazing. Daxie says, has no idea who Sarah Boone is. She is the lady. She is the lady that killed her boyfriend by stuffing him in a suitcase.
Sounds like a lot of people.
Wait, was he dead
in
before?
Florida.
Was he dead before or after she stuffed him in the suitcase?
He was alive when he was in the suitcase.
But how did she get him in a suitcase? Did she drug him? I don't understand.
He was very, very much drunk. Well, check out the video to get all the details of that fucking craziness.
So,
because she maintained she was innocent the entire time. She went through 8 attorneys because she got mad at them because they all thought she was guilty.
Weird.
Hitler denied The guy who poisoned James Fox?
It could be two snooze. There's many allegations around P. Diddy, and I'm definitely gonna be talking about those as well because they keep adding more stuff, and you just cannot make it up. He has several different civil lawsuits in a civil court against him on top of the criminal case, which is why it is a RICO conspiracy case, and it makes it super interesting. So I will be breaking it down. Make sure to sub to the channel to hear all the details because they're spicy.
And if he gets suicided, you're not going to have enough content, so you better keep that guy alive.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because he's on suicide watch right now, magically, I think.
I can't imagine why.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Okay.
But there's also reports that he's having people do his work for him. So
Now
As a
that
smart
Cash
man does.
Patel is the leader of the FBI, Pete Diddler is probably going to get suicided real quick because nobody wants to get caught out there.
mhm. That's true. That's true. He got arrested. So make sure to check it out because I will be talking all about it and doing way more videos on commentary and stuff, and they're all really interesting. And I think you guys will have a lot of fun if you go check out the video from today. I start the video by summarizing the craziness and what has happened in the Boone trial, and add commentary as the sentencing went on, and we heard impact statements, and then when she got sentenced. So check it out.
Luckily, in the 20s, nothing weird happens.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank
That's
God, because
more
this
than P. Diddy, right?
this game might actually be a little tense if stuff like that actually happens.
We just got
a
things
little.
crouching on
Just
roofs,
a little.
cackling at us in the wilderness of Italy. It's fine.
Yeah, no
Hey.
big deal.
Hey,
There
look,
ain't no party like an Eldritch party.
69
speaking
subs.
of which, apparently I have an indefinite insanity on this computer and this
Ah.
version of the game too.
Yep, it
yeah,
happens.
your character
like that,
does
man.
too.
Yeah.
He just laughs at it like,
Damn wizard.
I just hit 69 subs, so thank you for helping me reach 69 subs. Much love to all of you
Nice.
guys.
All right, now you have to stay there.
If only you
can't go above
bastards sub
69
to
or else
me.
it's bad luck.
Nice.
Hey,
All
can you
right.
guys get me to 569? That'd be great.
Is that
All
a
right.
thing?
So
No, but it's over 500. And if it'll make him happy for the 69, I'll take it.
All right. Well, that what was I going to say? I had a thought and it just kind of left. But while
We
it's
derailed him.
while it's returning to me, let's give out some benefits because we had some people do some things. And our lovely Queen shirts are telling me that we got some benefits to give out from Leo and Hayden for 2 golds.
Hayden.
So thank you to you guys. So according to those rules, we got a couple benefits going to a couple different people. So we got overall, including comments from last stream, we got 3 Eureka points to Sevvy and Froste, 4 Eureka points to Nomi and Chris, and 5 to JD.
That sounds about right. Thank you, y'all.
Thank you.
Damn, I didn't
Thank
even
you
do
very
nothing
much.
last week and I got 5.
Yeah.
I should do nothing more.
That's right, Circus. 69
Oh,
does
boy.
derail me, or even just the mention of it. My mind goes places. Anyway, by the way, guys, I don't know if you've heard, but we tend to use Sirenscape on this channel, and we do like to shout them out because if you hear any sound effects, music, maybe even fart noises every once in a while, we can thank them, and they won't copyright strike our channel, and we think that's pretty cool.
Wait, you mean the fart noises weren't Sevvy? Now I feel robbed.
Girls don't fart, you know that.
No, for free.
All right. So with that, let me swoosh us over.
Chris is a man of experience.
Not constant sorrow.
All right.
Yes
And
and yes.
we pick back up after Dr. Ivo and Alma have departed on the train back from whence they came. And you all are standing there at the train station, the train pulling out. and the Bora is blowing furiously. It is cold, frigid even. And it is probably about midnight.
So, coffee or sleep?
Golly,
where
I
did we
wouldn't say
leave
no
off
to
last
either.
week?
He left, remember?
I thought we got to the car and then we ended. Did we actually leave?
We fast forwarded.
Yeah.
No,
No, they are. Are you talking about on the train? No, you didn't get on the train.
no, but I mean we left at the scene of the crime, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Had a long trip back.
We did,
Yeah, that's
and then
a long drive.
Yeah, I remember we crashed at Mr. York's place.
Crashed.
I think. Clay, do you have a place here in Trieste?
In Trieste, no, we're at the
Right,
that
fancy
hotel.
hotel that he
The
can pick
hotel.
for the Excelsior.
Savoir Excelsior.
Yes,
We're at the Stan Lee special.
the nicest rooms available.
All right. So, as the Bora blows around you and chills you to the bone, what would you all like to do next?
I'm gonna check on Wooly. He's in my pocket. He's been in my coat pocket the whole time. Prove he hasn't.
He looks up at you with one eye and looks at something else, which is off into the darkness that is indiscernible with the other.
Well, you know what? Just for shoots and ladders, I'm gonna go ahead and roll a spot hidden.
Okay.
See if he's looking at anything particular. Or
Damn.
Success.
You see a tiny fragment of a dead leaf floating in the wind that you would guess maybe he's mistaking for a fly.
Nice.
Good eye, Wooly. But I think we're safe. You scared him off good. That's a good little lizard.
That thing must be magical to be alive in this cold.
His tongue
He's
flicks up and gets you in the mouth.
Oh,
I love you too, buddy.
Clay heads back to the truck and says, "Let's get ourselves out of the wind at least." I don't know who
Well-
wants to go to sleep. I'm tired.
Yeah, I think we should go back to the hotel because we still have places to be tomorrow anyway.
Well, I need to do a bit of reading myself. I thankfully did not have such an eventful evening as you crazy people, but, whatever floats your goat.
I ain't nowhere near as crazy as others. Golly, Mr. York, I can't believe you tore a grizzly bear's head clean off.
Oh, Jimmy.
I still have the head, right?
Mhm.
Didn't you guys give me? I hold the head in front of his face. Is that like a bear to you, you insane baboon?
I'm just going to pull the head out of the way because Jimmy is driving. So because Clay is not the person you want at the wheel, so Jimmy is driving. Like, does this look?
Oh, we're driving. I thought we
I thought we were back at
standing.
the hotel.
Well,
Yeah.
we were driving back to the hotel, yes.
All right.
But when you get back to the hotel, if you want to stick the head in his face.
Well, in the rooms.
So you all make it back to the hotel. You have to go around what looks to be an inlet near the docks. But as you move your way around, you make your way back to the hotel in a matter of probably about 15 minutes. And here you are.
We're in a hotel.
Yep. Well, park, get out, head up. Actually, Clay's going to go to the front desk and ask them if, because I just don't know, do they have room service overnight? Or is the kitchen closed?
They tell you that you can get bottle service overnight if you'd like it. But the kitchen, unfortunately, is closed.
Yeah, he's going to say we would like some champagne and other things brought up, and he's going to slip them a few extra lira if they can grab some just whatever out of the kitchen, like sausage, bread, just things to throw on a plate for them in case somebody wants to eat, and head up to the room.
Okay. You see the attendant behind the desk kind of looks at you and your disheveled clothes and your dirt and probably speckles of blood, and just gives you a paranoid nod and says, "We will have all that right up for you, sir."
Excellent.
All right, and you all make your way back up to the rooms, and as you enter, Jimmy, as you enter into your room, you can see that the simulacrum has had the towel removed. And the towel itself is
Gosh.
neatly folded and placed upon the bed.
Is the torso anatomically correct, Moss?
Meaning, is it life size? Is it
Is
is it
hanging
proportioned
dong?
correctly?
I mean, if I have to spell it out for you, Moss.
No, it is not anatomically correct.
Oh, really? It's smooth. It's like a Ken doll.
It's a Ken doll. Yeah.
Okay.
Were you gonna sit on it or something?
Well, it was in Jimmy's room splayed out. I was just curious, like, what the hell he's been doing with it.
Just
So
like
if
old
it had
Uncle Elmer.
junkety junk, I didn't want it in his trunk. Could do some bad things.
Wow.
Golly, it looks like room service came in and cleaned everything up here. I'm just gonna go
asked
ahead
them
and,
not to, if you're saying that out loud.
in spite of Mr. York's orders, and I'm just gonna go ahead and throw the towel back over it.
Okay. All right. And eventually you do get your champagne, you get your sausages and cheeses or whatever they could muster up from the kitchen that was left over from dinner service earlier that night. Is there anything else you would like to do before you all go to sleep?
Read the book.
Nope.
Read the book.
Give Calvino some cheese and sausage, and I guess if nobody else is going to chat about anything or wants to talk about anything, just flop on the bed and fall asleep.
When Jimmy goes to the bathroom, I wanted to put the head under his covers.
I'm gonna tear off little bits of sausage and try to get Wooly to eat it.
It like flicks at it with its tongue, and it's hard to read the emotions or inner workings of the brain of a chameleon, but eventually, after tonguing it a little bit, it eventually just lashes out and snatches it away from your fingers.
Is tonguing it really the best word you could use in that situation?
Yes, it was. I used that very specifically.
Okay.
Well, golly, I guess I should use the bathroom. Excuse me, won't you, folks?
He ain't getting no worms in the frozen Europe. Europe.
All right. So if there is nothing else that you all would like to do, we can just fast forward and say that you all go to bed. Eldritch reads his book into the wee hours of the morn. And you wake up the next day. Over the course of the evening, you actually found it very difficult to sleep. You found yourself tossing and turning and having strange dreams, although you're not really sure what to make of any of them. It seems as though you were dreaming about nothing but swirling patterns and geometric shapes, and always feeling this cold, cold wind blasting over you. I need everybody to give me a power roll really quickly.
Oh,
Okay.
no, we're playing with power.
Oh, my dice are goofy.
I'm gonna use
regular
the Eureka
success.
point. I'm gonna use the Eureka point that Brian gave me for this.
Okay.
And awesome, I got a hard success. Thank you,
So-
Brian.
Did everybody? It looks like everybody got a success except for Nomi.
Oh,
/1. Beep boop. Okay. So as you all wake up in the morning, India comes out of her room, stretching, and says, "Guys, I don't know about you, but I had a terrible night's sleep. I feel just exhausted and drained.
Clay is just gonna open the door and just hand her one of the bottles from last night.
She grabs it and then goes back into her room and shuts the door.
Did we notice anything unusual about her?
She definitely looked like she didn't get a very good night's sleep. Her hair was a little mussy. And she just looked, she had large bags under her eyes. She just looked very exhausted.
I think he was wondering if she was in a nightgown.
I'm not going to make that judgment.
There you go.
I'll say
Wow,
she sleeps
walked
in her
out in front
boots.
of us fully nude. That's golly.
And
I was wondering between nightgown and fully clothed, but you know, whatever.
we could say
Oh my
it's a
God.
nightgown that leaves very little to the imagination.
Oh, there you
There
go.
you go.
Good thing Jimmy got a little bit of imagination.
But she's got that in her luggage, and she slept in her boots because I'm not going to say that she walked out in a very revealing nightgown. Anyway, so with that, you all...
I think I will
Yes.
suggest to the group that we go to the cathedral, the Catedral de San Giusco, because that is a cathedral, right? Because the stuff that we got, right? We knew it wasn't going to be in a cathedral, wasn't it?
Trying to remember, looking at the notes. Oh, that one was not open. Well, that sucks. I'm going to have to ask for reference from our lore keeper.
So what exactly is it that you're referring to, Sevvy?
Let's see. Hold on.
Because we
No,
know
hold on,
something
we had-
here at the same time.
I'm just looking at the notes. We went to the taxidermy of Castano.
Mm-hmm.
And we found the journal there
Mm-hmm.
that had the dates, the Ana Casano's journal.
Mm-hmm.
No, but that had to do, was the journal that had to do with us, or did that have to do with the doctor and his friend?
So you remember after getting the summary of the journal from Clay, that journal had more to do with what Anna had gone through and her finding of Alma, and them
Okay.
making their way out to the hunting lodge,
All right.
and kind of the dealings within that realm.
And we saw how that worked out.
Now, what I will go ahead and remind you of, so you all know, just the day before, I believe it was the day before, earlier in the day, Jimmy and Gore had made their way to the Giardino Lapidario and found that Johann Winkelmann had died in 1768.
We were going to break into the museum and open up the box with the Winkleman.
And in addition to that, if you also refer back to Beto's notes, he mentioned that Napoleon's army had also passed through Trieste,
Right.
as well. So there's a couple of avenues that you could follow up on.
Well, checking out the tomb, it was a reimagining of a Roman tomb, was it? But it was his, I think, is what you had described it as.
Correct. Yes. So what you would know about it, or what Jimmy and Gore might have been able to communicate to you, is that there were several pieces there that were from legitimate digs in the area from the early Roman era. Now, Winkelmann was interred there, but there were also there was a recreation of a Roman. What was the word for it?
Mausoleum.
It wasn't a mausoleum.
It was like a temple.
It was like a replica of a Roman temple. Inside there were a few actual legitimate pieces, as well as the resting place for Johann Winkelmann.
Okay. And following the lead for Napoleon having coming through will probably be something we're going to have to research a little more to find out, like where they may have been or what they might have, I guess, been part of. Because there's that thing called the Arsenal de Lloyd. I don't know what that is. It looks like a fort on the port. I'm not sure.
A fort on the port.
Fort on the port.
If we go to that fort, would we be able to get more information on Napoleon's movements?
You don't necessarily know that for sure.
Okay.
So I think your first instinct might be right. We want to go search, basically follow up on what the boys found.
Yeah. Okay. So then we can. I mean, if we go now, it is morning. Probably not a good time to go opening people's cemetery boxes, whatever it is. So it might make more sense to track Napoleon. Was Napoleon very closely tied to the church, or is this something that we might have to find other pieces, like the port, for example?
I'm not 100% sure exactly what you're asking.
Okay, I know. We can go to the Commercial and Nautical Academy.
I go to the library.
Okay. Okay, so are you all you're gonna kind of split up? Sevvy, or I'm sorry, Camellia.
The Commercial and Nautical Academy, according to the places of interest, is in the It's in the Natural History Museum.
Okay, so that's part of the.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, going to the library is important for the people who have library use. We could go separate and go to the specific part that is the academy and kind of research where Napoleon came through. Look up the history. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay. So, you all make your way about. We'll say that India goes with Camellia and Clay. And then Jimmy, are you going with Gore?
I'll go wherever I'm needed.
Well, don't everybody jump up at once.
Well, I have a real quick question. You said there were Winkleman's things before we break up and leave the guys to their.
Isn't it his actual tomb, his actual burial chamber?
Yeah, but I thought you said there were some things there. Or was it just things he dug up? Is if they remember? I'm curious if we know that there are any personal items.
Only thing I remember that was real was the tomb and the reef, or whatever you guys called it. The
frieze.
The frieze on it. Okay. I mean, we should probably take a look at, but that's at the same place we're going, right? It's at the museum. We can investigate that as well. Okay. Because, I mean, it's been a long time. It's been 150 years or more.
It's been a minute.
I don't know if his personal things would be around, but maybe they have them somewhere in the archives, or maybe somebody somewhere in the city has them. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe there's some clues.
We'll check it out.
Okay, so are you all going to go to the museum then?
I'm going to the library.
No.
Okay, so Jimmy and Gore are going to the library, and you all, India, Camellia, and Clay are going to the museum.
Correct.
Okay. So, we'll start with Eldritch and Jimmy. So you all get to the library, and let's see. Okay, so you get there and you see that it is open from 9:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. and then 2:15 to 4:15. So it's only open a few hours at a time, and it's situated on the Piazza e Ortiz opposite the Museo del Mare, or the Maritime Museum. So you all are within very close proximity. So as you get in, go ahead and give me some. Let me ask you. Actually, let me check something real quick here. Let's see what languages. Let's see. Jimmy knows German, Italian, Spanish, Turkish, and Eldritch knows English, German, Latin, Turkish. Okay.
I mean, like barely.
Barely.
Yeah, just barely. But you've dabbled. You've dabbled. You know how to ask where the bathroom is.
I know the shit out of Latin, but I doubt anyone there is speaking it fluently, unless they're in the research department or something.
Okay. So, go ahead and you find that a good portion of the books inside the library are in Italian or foreign languages, basically Indo-European language, like French, Italian, so on and so forth. I would say go ahead and give me a library use roll.
All right, I'm going to use a Eureka.
Yeah, me too. Oh, that's cool. Use hard success.
Regular success, hard success. Okay, very good.
I'll spend. Should I spend 4 of my luck to make it a hard success as well? Because I was gonna have him look up about Winkleman, and I was gonna look up about the Napoleon stuff. Because you didn't really ask us what we were doing.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, is that what you all plan on doing then?
I wanted to find out where Napoleon went here, where he might have stayed, if he had left any stuff behind, shit like that. Anything, important in his journeys here. Any antiquities he may have lost or left, where he stayed, if there's like museum in his honor or his detriment or whatever, since he came through here and that was part of the thing.
Okay. Yeah, so what I will say is you do find some texts which reference the years in which Napoleon's army had passed through Trieste. That was back in 1797. So you open the book and you find that it is written in French.
Goddamn French. If I spend the 4 luck, does that help?
Oh, no, I apologize. It's actually written in Italian. Forgive me.
That's even worse.
Italian.
I'd pay someone to translate it for me.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. You find a guy who's just kind of sitting off in the corner, and he's just kind of reading, looking a little bit bored. In essence, he tells you, give him 10 lira, and he'll translate some stuff for you.
Yeah.
So, with that, let's see, where's my images thing?
Bippity bop.
Bippity boppity, indeed. So as he's kind of reading along to you, he notes that Napoleon's army was in Trieste in 1797. You find that there doesn't seem to be any mentions of any sort of particular reference of any simulacrum or mysterious statues or artifacts or much in the occult realm whatsoever. However, he does mention this document, which stood out to you as particularly interesting.
Oh, mama.
That's a lot of words.
It is a lot of words. So, I guess I can read it out to you. So
I sure as hell ain't reading all that.
At the inquiry into the deaths of Sergeant André Legrand and Soldat Jules Heron, the following facts were determined by the tribunal. On 9th of September, Sergeant André Legrand, Corporal Marcel Lasnier, and Soldat Jules Heron and Louis Cochefer from Legrand's unit were all drinking at a tavern, Il Capro Ubracchio, the Drunken Goat, where they fell in with Marchetti. Witnesses present stated that Legrand was very drunk, Corporal Lasnier, and the two soldats went upstairs where the tavern owner also ran a brothel. Upon their return, Legrand and Marchetti had disappeared. Legrand's body was found in a nearby alley a short time later. Witnesses stated that it was common knowledge in the unit that Sergeant Legrand had acquired some valuable treasure in Paris. This item was kept in his kit. The bag had been in Legrand's possession at the tavern, but was missing when the body was found. Lasnier, Heron, and Cochefer sought Marchetti, partially to revenge their sergeant, but also to recover Legrand's treasure. On the 10th of September, the three men found Marchetti drinking at the Caverna dei Rettili, the Lizard's Cave Tavern. They waited until he left, then ambushed him, stunning and dragging him to a cul-de-sac where they sought to extract the location of the bag. Witnesses stated that Marchetti at first denied having the bag, but after being beaten, confessed that he had passed the bag and its contents to his master. Marchetti refused to reveal the name of his master, and a further beating ensued. It was at some time during that second beating that Marchetti's shirt was torn from his body. The facts from this point are unclear. Witnesses report hearing screams followed by repeated heavy blows. The civil authorities were summoned, and upon investigation, Lasnier and Cochefer were found dazed and bleeding, along with two bodies. One was the body of Heron, who appeared from the marks about his throat to have been strangled. The other body was battered beyond recognition, but may have been the body of Marchetti. Lasnier claims that the body was that of a monster that strangled Heron before it was killed.
Oh boy.
He claimed the subsequent damage to the body was caused by Cochefer beating it with a billet of wood. A blood-soaked billet was found at the scene. Cochefer has not been able to testify. Doctors who have examined him concluded it is unlikely that his mind will ever return. The finding of this tribunal is that Legrand was killed by civilian Marchetti in the course of a robbery. Heron was killed by a person or persons unknown. The death of Marchetti is unconfirmed.
All right. I asked the guy if any of those three places still exist. The two bars or the brothel.
He tells you that he says that most of the buildings still stand. However, many of them have been repurposed.
Right. I'm asking if any of them are what they used to be. Like if any of them still carry those names, or if he knows where they are.
Let me see. Oh, wrong die.
It looks like the Drunken Goat was the tavern and a brothel. So there should be.
It was all right.
41.
I'm just rereading.
Twofer.
He tells you that he is not really familiar with the names of the locations that are mentioned in this.
Okay, then I wanna look up or have him help me look up any news paper reports around this time of those places and any other strange happenings in either one of them. Would you like me to roll for it?
Actually, before we do that, Jimmy, you were requesting information on
regarding Mr. Winkle.
Mr. Winkleman. Okay. So let's see. You go through and you find this article talking about Mr. Winkleman.
Oh.
Yet another very wordy handout.
I'll give you a break. I'll handle this one.
Thank you.
Born the 9th of December, 1717, at Stendal in Prussia, he died the 8th of June, 1768, in Trieste. The son of a cobbler, Winkleman's formative years were strongly influenced by a study of Greek, particularly the works of Homer. He studied theology at the University of Halle, I believe that's how it's pronounced, in 1738, and medicine at the University of Jena from 1741 and 1742. I apologize if I'm butchering any of these names. His interest in Greek art may be dated from 1748 when he worked as a librarian to Count von Bonheur. His first work in this area, Reflections on the Painting and Sculpture of the Greeks, was published in 1755 and translated into several languages. He became librarian of the Vatican and moved from his native Germany to Rome. It was during a trip to visit his home in Stendal that Winckelmann was murdered. After unexpectedly turning back for Rome at Regensburg, he wrote to friends, "I am not what I would wish to be," and mentioned a melancholy which had overtaken him. Winckelmann's traveling companion, an art dealer named
Cavasetti.
Cavasetti, insisted that at least they should go to Vienna, but there Winckelmann abandoned his companion and headed for Trieste. There he met a man named Francesco Arcanelli, I believe, Arcangeli, a thief who worked as a cook and pimp. Arcangeli at first strangled and then fatally stabbed Winckelmann, apparently during an attempt to steal a number of medals carried by Winckelmann. Arcangeli was arrested and later executed by being broken on a wheel outside the hotel where the murder was committed. Winckelmann had time to make a will before he expired, in which he left most of his possessions to a waiter at the Locanda Grande, the hotel at which he stayed. The medallions eventually went to the, these names, Museo di Storia e de Arte. While all of Winckelmann's papers, including a personal diary, were sold at an auction to one Giovanni Tormona, a local historian. Winckelmann was buried at the, Cathedrale San Giusto. I am not Italian. Churchyard. This was later moved, and the Giardino Lapidario was created on this site. The cenotaph erected to Winckelmann in the garden dates from several years after his death. A picture of Winckelmann is also found, a reproduction of an oil painting by his friend Anton Raphael Mengs, made in 1771.
Wow. All right, we have reached 36 likes, so everybody please give yourself a Eureka point. I think
Very nice.
Thank you, everybody. We love chat.
All right,
I didn't spend my last one, so I just won't add one.
So it sounds like we have several routes from what you guys said. One is we can find out the Giovanni Termona, which is a local historian, right?
Mm-hmm.
The other one is the medallions at the museum.
Locanda Grande Hotel.
Di Storia.
Oh, Museum.
De Arte. And the waiter called Locanda Grande, which it says waiter, so it must have been a guy, even though that
his
name...
diary was sold to Giovanni Termona.
Locanda Grande is a hotel.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
he's
so
a
there's
waiter
both
at that
possessions to a waiter. Okay, so the waiter, hold on, that worked at Locanda Grande, and then from what Gore found, what was the stuff that he found?
The guy was murdered who had our treasure at the
Three locations. The three locations.
Well, two apparently.
Yeah, the Drunken Goat and the Lizard's Cave.
Yeah.
Okay, Drunken Cove.
Goat.
And Goat.
Lizard's Cave.
And Lizard's Cave. Okay.
Yep.
And anything else that you found as potential routes?
Body of a monster was the one guy was described as a monster, but that doesn't really help us for a route.
No.
It's just one thing that I do want us to maybe investigate. It might be a red herring. Is the paintings that we got from Alma, just in case.
Ooh,
yeah. A picture Winckelmann is also found in a reproduction, an oil painting made by his friend Anton Raphael Mengs. Maybe that would be another way to get information for his friend. So Anton Raphael Mengs had painting of let's see, Winkleman and was his friend. Look at Alma's paintings. Right? Do I have that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 potential areas.
Something like that. Also, Lacenary and Cachefer were also found alive, but dazed and bleeding with the bodies that got killed.
Those 2 people then.
They are long dead, by the way. This has
Yeah,
been.
this.
Yeah,
I get it, but they
200
might
years
have,
ago.
you
But
know,
we could
left
find
some
information about
information.
them.
Yeah.
2 people that were beat up. It could be a potential avenue of research,
Exactly.
like JT said, because we could potentially find more information about the attack from them. Okay, so we have plenty of routes to go. By the way, I put those routes in the Call of Cthulhu notes, so we kind of know everything that we kind of potentially have. Because if you're like me, you'll forget in 5 minutes.
Huh?
Exactly.
Where am I?
Exactly.
All right. And while you all are doing this reading, you all notice there's a couple of people here also in the library. One of which kind of catches your attention because you see him. He's an older gentleman, bald and disheveled hair. He's got a very sour look on his face, and you see he's got a book up on a stand, and he looks as though he's reading, but he's got his arms folded underneath his jacket. And every once in a while, he will look over and give somebody a nod, one of the library attendants who comes over and flips the page for him and then returns to their station.
Well, golly, it's rude to stare, but
That sounds suspicious.
I'm gonna see if I notice anything peculiar about him.
Okay. Go ahead and I would say probably just a spot hidden.
Okie dokie. That's a regular success.
Okay. Yeah, there's not. He seems disheveled in a way. Very downtrodden. After a little while, you can see he reaches up and scratches the back of his neck, and you can see just popping out from one of the sleeves is just a stub.
Golly. I'm really not supposed to stare at that. Mama would slap the ugly off my face if she saw me doing this, but maybe I want to do medicine, but I'm terrible at medicine, to see what manner of amputation has taken place here.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a medicine roll.
Okay, I am gonna try to beef that up with a Eureka. Here we go.
Nice. Damn.
Whoa.
Wow, dude. A skill of 1 and you got an extreme success. That's impressive. So yeah, with that, you're looking at him and you just catch the sight of the end of his stub, and it almost looks as though his hand was amputated, but you don't see stitch marks where the skin was stitched together as if it was like a medical surgery. It almost seems as though the skin has been melted together, or perhaps he was born without the hand. It's hard to tell exactly, but you can tell that it doesn't seem as though whatever removed his hand was not a medical procedure whatsoever.
I wasn't happy.
Like a man made of wax. I'm going to go ahead and point this out to Mr. G.
Oh, I thought you were going to stand up and just.
What are you pointing out?
Golly, look at that freak,
hand?
Mr. G. Mr. G, something seems funny about that fella.
Funny how, old boy?
I don't know, but he really seems kind of shady to me. And it's got nothing to do with the fact that he's missing a hand. I want to make that perfectly clear.
What did you do that was shady? I was busy researching.
Well, I don't know. Just look at him.
I look at him.
Yeah. It's the same gentleman which you were looking at before, disheveled.
Was
But
that?
oh, maybe you probably would have noticed him throughout the time you were doing your research. You've probably been at this for a couple of hours. And about this time when you all are talking about him, you see he kind of looks over at you and looks back at his book and then looks over at you once again, gives you a double take, and then reaches out his stump and shuts the book and stands up
Oh,
and
I'm going to try not to look.
begins leaving the library.
I follow him
Okay.
And I'll follow Mr. Gore.
stealthily because I'm a ninja.
Okay. Go ahead and
Except when my dice don't roll on the tray.
give me a stealth roll really quick.
I did. It didn't agree with the tray. Oh, fuck off.
Would you like to spend 23 of your 32 luck to succeed?
No, but I will push it with a Eureka point. I don't care if he catches me. I have Jimmy to protect me. He's a beast. Oh, come on. Are you fucking kidding me?
Okay. So yeah, both of you begin making your way out of the library, and you see he makes his way to the east, just turning out of the library. And as you kind of stealth behind him, he turns around. Your footsteps kind of crunch in what little snow is left on the ground at this moment. And you see he turns around and he opens his mouth and gives you a good and just with that, go ahead and give me a spot hidden real quick.
Spot things hidden.
You can see he screams out at you and begins waving his
Doesn't have a
arms.
tongue, does he?
It's quite clear that he has neither hand. Both of them end in stubs. And you can also see that Jimmy, you can see that he also has no tongue.
I fall on the ice and break my hip.
Gosh, Jimmy helps Mr. Gore to his feet. He's just like those others, Mr. Chi.
You know, Jimmy, why don't you go ask that poor bastard what happened to him? I'm sure he'd be love to talk to a nice young fella like you.
I don't think he's much in the mood for talking, Mr. G.
Well, maybe he'll write it down with his, good hand.
And at this point, he
you
turns
know
around
what?
and begins walking away again.
Actually, Jimmy's going to wave him down. Hold on a minute, mister.
Give me a persuade roll.
Okay. Always
I'm
a
looking
good
for
idea.
a hard success on this one.
Okay, then I'm going to burn a Eureka point.
So I'm not going nowhere near that.
Here we go.
He'll put a spell on you.
I think Moss has finally cursed the dice. This new
Fail.
computer is messing my dice up. I'm going back to my old dice.
He looks back over his shoulder one more time and does his best. He kind of shoulders his coat up a little bit higher onto his shoulders and keeps walking.
You know what? Jimmy's got a job to do. He's going to run forward and tackle him.
What
Really?
the hell? I love that kid.
Okay,
Oh
sir.
gosh!
give me
Here comes the
a
cop.
fighting
That guy
brawl
ain't calling
roll.
nobody.
I said I wanted to talk, mister.
You're in a public area. Other people are gonna call the cops on you.
Oh,
Well, he shouldn't have assaulted the young man.
Fighting brawl.
It's his word
fighting
against
brawl.
his,
Here we go.
and he can't talk. Damn it!
Yeah, he was
You know what,
yelling at
and-
me, put his hands on me. Wait,
Are you looking for fighting
I'll
brawl?
just tell. No. I found it. I'm going to burn another Eureka point.
He called
Because,
Jimmy's mother a woman of the night. He can't stand for that.
This is how we greet people in America.
Hard
Hard
success.
success.
Okay, you tackle him
hell,
and
man.
bring him to the ground, at which point he
He
is
dies.
helpless. He has no hands to push himself up off the ground. He is face first on the ground in just a pile of slush.
All right, mister. Now, I know that you can't really say what's on your mind, but I think we can communicate with one another. You can either nod your head or shake your head. Nod your head if you understand.
He seems very uncooperative at this point.
I don't think he wants to talk, Mr. G.
Maybe you ought to let him up, Jimmy. I think you're going to kill him.
Oh, nonsense, Mr. G. I'm just holding him down.
In the snow, you buffoon.
Oh, gosh. Well, golly, Jimmy will stand up and help the man to his feet. Awful sorry, mister. I'm just following orders.
I gave you no such order to assault this man. Are you mad, Jimmy? Do take this young man's apologies, dear boy.
And you can see he's at this point he's kind of looking at both of you and kind of eyeing you up and down. Go ahead and give me a psychology roll real quick if you would.
Oh, goody. I'm aces at that.
Me too. I'm the best. I mean, I'm terrible.
Fail.
Okay. Yeah, you can see he's just kind of looking you up and down at this point.
What's happened to you, old boy? Here, here's a pen. Write it down.
He can't really.
Oh, he's got no hands?
We worked out a communication system, Mr. G.
I thought you said he had one hand.
No, he has no hands.
Oh, jeez.
Either nod or shake your head, mister.
Are you what questions are you trying to ask him?
I didn't know he had no hand. What the fuck is this guy? Yeah, give him 10 lira and send him on his way.
He kind of takes his stub and opens up his pocket and opens it up to where you can just dump it in.
Okay. I
He
do
gets money from
apologize
everybody who
for-
tackles him.
Apologize for the inconvenience. This boy is overzealous idiot. That's exactly what I said. I'll see to it he never does it again, old boy.
Are you sure you don't want to ask him anything, Mr. G? Like about Napoleon or Winkleman and whatnot?
Good luck with that, Jimmy.
I like how the guy, numb leg, numb arm, chest, something going on, tackles the tongueless guy with no hands into the snow. And he's just like,
Before you wander off, old boy, how is it that you put your clothes on and wipe your ass and all that good stuff? I'm quite curious. Personally, I would have jumped off a building by now, since you can't really load a gun, but I mean, whatever floats your goat. Oh, you want to give the young one a handy? Well, I'll see if he's up for it, old boy.
What is the name of his? Okay, hang on. I'm gonna ask him about if he knows anything about Winkleman.
He doesn't know anything about himself.
Golly,
I want
Mr.
you to
G.
remember this accent, boss. Just remember this one. You're going to be using it a lot.
You made this guy to annoy us, and now I'm going to annoy you with him.
Hey, that's cool. I like this. Apparently I'm annoying Brian in chat, so I love this.
Super chat to make it stop.
Yeah, you want us to stop?
Yeah.
Get a damn gold membership or 2.
For a $500 super chat, this guy will get hit by a car and just instantly die.
You hear him say, "Fire."
Hey, I tried to get him to jump off a building, didn't I? Come on, I tried to help.
Yes, camera. There is no train to even do that with.
So I'm trying to ask him if he knows anything about the fellow that Winkleman associated with. I'm trying to find it. There's a lot of names here. Was it Cavacepi or
Cavacepi.
Cavacepi? I am not Italian. I must stress this.
Could be Cavacepi.
Murdered after.
If we put this guy in a train, will that live up to the expectations of horror on the Orient Express? I'm just saying, because this dude is an absolute horror.
I mean, and those people you're going to be asking about, it's 130 years ago. So.
Jimmy, I have an idea. Do you
Well,
remember
he
that
might.
I did a while back?
What's that?
You know, where I transferred the organs.
Yes, Mr. G. I do remember
Well,
some
maybe
kind
you
of.
can lend this gentleman your tongue for a little bit, and we can find out what's going on with him. And then I'll
Okay.
put it right back.
That sounds like a fantastic idea, Mr. G, but I'd really like to give our nod or shake the head system first and see if that works. But, I like
think it would go a lot quicker if we transferred the appendages.
Do you know anything? I'm just going to turn straight to the guy. Do you know anything about Winkleman or perhaps his associate, Cavacepi? Nod or shake your head.
No.
Jimmy, don't you want to help this man? Look at him. He's helpless. I thought you were a man of good standing to help people out, Jimmy.
Oh, what's the name of that ritual that they were doing that involved cutting out tongues and such?
That's the one I'm talking. No, that's a different one, Jimmy. I don't think you want to do that.
Well, it had a name.
You can give him a fez next.
Would you like a fez, Jimmy? I have a new one I've been working on.
Oh, yeah. I'll show them. I'll show the man the fez. This mean anything to you?
You see, he squints at the fez a little bit.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
We're getting somewhere there, Jimmy. What's that
Yes,
guy's name that who's always giving us the problems?
Was it Mehmet Makriot?
Yeah, that's it. Have you ever heard that name before, fella? You know, Jimmy, I think that might be a yes, old boy. I think he might know the Makriot. Did he have a fez like this? Or that? Is he the one who cut out your tongue?
No.
Oh. Well, that's disappointing. Jimmy would love for you to do that, but maybe later. We need to find information out first.
And you can see at this point he's like pointing off in a direction. Basically, like you can tell that. Oh man, give me another psychology roll.
To understand this fool. All right, I'm gonna use the Eureka point this time because my rolls have been.
Hey, look at that! Regular success.
Hurrah!
Both of you.
Yeah, but I'm more like an extreme success.
You can tell that he wants you to follow him.
Ooh, I will follow from a distance. Jimmy, you stay close.
All right. What's that you say? Geppetto's stuck in the well?
Yeah, for me.
You know what, Jimmy? I think I understood that one. You're getting better at this, old boy. He is picky, I know.
Jimmy's gonna follow.
I follow at a distance so I don't get press ganged or hoodwinked or bamboozled or jumped.
Good idea, Mr. G. You watch my back.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do, old boy. I've got your back.
His name is Red Herring. What? No.
You hush. You hush. We're on to something here, I could tell.
He could be the most important character we run into this session.
Or
Or
the
nothing.
red herring. Or nothing.
Yeah, he leads you all into an alleyway and
Oh,
opens
Moss's
his
revenge.
trench coat, and you see nothing under. I'm just kidding. yeah, you all begin making your way east, deeper into Trieste. Meanwhile,
Sorry.
India and Clay and Camellia, you all come to the it was the Maritime Museum, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is inside the normal museum, I think.
Correct. Yeah. So you can see as you enter, it contains quite a few artifacts from several different digs. Collections of Egyptian, Greeks, Romans, much of which you can tell based on the plaques underneath of it come from private donation. Now you're looking specifically for things from the occupation of Napoleon's army.
Yes.
Okay. Let me see really quick. Okay. So, as you're kind of wandering around, you do come to a collection which contains a lot of French mementos, things left behind by Napoleon's army. You see old muskets and flintlock pistols. You see old French uniforms, some of which have bullet holes in them, and some of which are pristine. Old hats, different things of that sort. But as you're kind of looking around, nothing really stands out to you in particular. What precisely might you be looking for?
I am looking for the person in charge of the museum or a tour guide.
Okay. Easily enough. You do find an individual who's actually guiding a few people around, who's speaking to a few museum goers. And you can definitely tell that he is speaking in Italian.
Pardon-moi, Mister. Do you speak English? Parlez English?
Little.
Little. Okay, little. That would work. I'll take out my dictionary of Italian. And I will say, we are looking for information on Napoleon's movements when he was in this city, like where he went. So Napoleon, it's like Napoleon, where he went, where'd he go?
You might try the bibliothèque.
Oh shit! So not here.
Mementos, curios, things of that sort are here. The particular information. No, not here.
Okay. Do you know anybody who is a fan of Napoleon, who knows everything about Napoleon, or that knows anything about Winkleman?
Winkleman, how you say, go to Museo di Storia d'Arte.
Okay. And do you have any books or journals from Napoleon or his army here?
No, donated to library.
Oh, his
biblioteca.
Books? Okay. All right. I'll look at Clay. Oh, you know what? Why am I doing the talking? Clay knows Italian.
I was
I'll
gonna,
put
he's
away my
just-
dictionary and I'll just look at Clay.
You were doing a good job.
You know what? For your efforts, go ahead and make an Italian roll really quick, just to see if you can improve in speaking with this guy.
Okay, thank you. I will use an Eureka point for this.
Someday I'm going to increase Italian after all the times I've succeeded at it and never increased it once. Someday it's going to happen.
Nope, not gonna happen.
Oh.
Okay. All right, Clay, you wanted to talk to this gentleman?
No, I think we've got everything covered. She pretty much got the information. It sounds like we need to go to the museum, and he's just going to reiterate and say in Italian. So Winkleman's things were at the museum over there. You said there were books that were donated, but his things, for what we understand, were some of his finds were in the museum along with his tomb, evidently.
What was it called? Dagnabbit. His resting place was a Giardino Lapidario. It was outside.
Right.
But if you are looking for mementos, medallions that he left behind, I've heard that they are at the Museum of Art.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you very much. I'm sorry to interrupt your tour. We'll be going.
Grazie.
And say, yeah, the medallions are at the museum. The ones that I think that person was trying to steal from him, possibly when he was killed. I'm not certain.
That medallion that the guy that was trying to court India Maria was looking for? Sounds like we need to be there.
Yes, I think this is probably not a bad idea. All right. And I want to get a look at what did Gore talk about? He talked about the frieze. There was some interesting art on it.
I think he talked about the frieze. So we'll head out then. As we're talking, we'll head out to the Museum of Art.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So you begin making your way to the Museum of Art, and it is about this time. I would say both of you give me a spot hidden roll really quick.
Will do.
Okay.
Success. Paranoia wins.
Paranoia for the win. Okay. Just about 2 blocks away, you can actually see what looks to be Jimmy and Gore making their way down the street following some strange figure.
Okay.
Just poke her in the shoulder. What are those idiots doing? They're supposed to be at the library.
I guess we should follow them. Why are they following that person? The person looks like he has no arms.
I just hope they're not going to rob him or something. Okay, let's go.
You know what? That's very likely. We should go.
Just start following them.
Okay.
Trudging up the sidewalk.
As we're going by, I'm keeping an eye out for places that might look like they're run by the mob around here, by the way. Because I still need to find a gun for Gore. Yeah, so I'll keep my eye out. Let me know if I need to do a spot hidden.
Okay. Repeat the first part of what you said. I'm sorry.
I'm looking for places where the mob might be hanging out so I can buy a gun and a license for Gore.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead and give me a spot hidden.
No, extreme success.
Yeah, you find a couple of good candidates. Couple of cafes. Looks like a couple of probably a couple businesses that would suit you well. So you would imagine that, you know, if you go into any number of these, you find some places with what are they called? Like little sigils or signifiers that might denote such a purpose.
Right. I will keep an eye out, but we'll do that after.
Okay. Also, actually, no, we'll save that for later. Okay, so you all continue making your way and following Gore and Jimmy. Do you try to catch up to him, or are you just kind of following at a distance?
Well, his initial intention was to catch up to them, but he's not sure what's going on, so he's just going to look at the girls and say, do we try and...
Let's go at a distance, and then We'll just catch up to them slowly.
All right. Try and not get seen. Maybe.
Okay. You make your way, and if you guys wanted to give me a stealth check, you definitely can. And if that's what you're gonna do, I'm gonna make one for India as well.
Nope. Even with the Eureka point. He's demanding to be stealthy, but he's not stealthy.
Nope, I'm not being stealthy.
Howdy, Mr. York.
I guess we're not.
Okay.
He's just really hard to hide. He's a large figure in,
Very
in a
large.
dark coat against the snow.
Now, don't forget, I'm watching Jimmy's back, which means I'm looking around for danger moss.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And you probably saw us.
And just tap you on the shoulder. We're not dangerous.
So go ahead and Gore, give me a spot hidden if you would.
I left you.
Off. Goodbye, Eureka point.
Can't get 2 fumbles in one day.
Hey, there you go.
Oh, look, it's those guys.
Okay. So as you're walking, you make your way into what is a much seedier part of town. Lots of abandoned buildings. There's a few people gathered around large barrels with fire crackling inside. You can see that they're warming their hands through fingerless gloves. Some of them look to be also missing limbs and fingers and the like. As you continue making your way, Gore, you are actually approached by a woman, and you can see that she is wearing very few clothes for how cold it is out. And she begins speaking to you in Italian. And you can tell that as she speaks to you, she's doing it in kind of a sultry way, and like grabbing you by the collar and attempting to drag you.
Is she hot? No.
Surprisingly, well, yeah, unsurprisingly, no. You can see that as you're looking at her, she's missing several teeth, and one of her eyes is all kinds of foggy.
Not a deal breaker necessarily.
No habla la spaghetti. Back off.
Means she knows what she's doing.
Bippity boppity.
Streetwalker, get the bear spray. Thanks, Crescent.
Oh
That's
my
nice.
God.
Tackle all the homeless guys.
I
And-
show her my knife. Bippity boppity.
At that, she backs off, and you all notice that there are several people who begin eyeing you as you're walking down the street. You are nicely dressed, and a few of them actually come up to you, and they begin begging for coins, begging for alms to help them out. I don't know where I'm going to get my next meal. Can you help me out? All those kinds of things.
No habla la spaghetti. Fuck off.
But eventually, you all come to kind of a smaller, almost like an industrial building. And you see the individual pushes open the door, and it leads into a dark, wide open area. There are no lights on inside. Jimmy, do you follow?
First, I'm going to take out my electric torch.
Okay. And you look inside, and you can see that this is it looks to be what would have been an old storage area, an old storage house, like a warehouse, but smaller. But all of its contents have been cleared out. And as you look around, you can see that the individual is actually heading towards a set of stairs, which leads upwards.
Okay. It's dark in here, Mr. G. Be careful.
Oh, boy, it was nice knowing you.
Jimmy's gonna not pay any attention to that comment and get his 45 ready as well and follow the man.
I wait at the door.
All right. So at this point, unless you all would like to stay back, India, Camellia, and Clay would probably catch up to Gore as Jimmy is heading inside.
I'll turn on the flashlight, pull out my gun, and follow. I'm not letting.
Look at Gore and say, "What the hell are you doing, letting him going in there by himself?" And just push past him, go into the building.
Well, Gore, if you're not coming in, at least be a lookout for police.
I'll be a lookout for something, that's for sure.
All right.
If there is magic, if we find magic in there and it's safe, I will say magic, okay? If I don't say magic, it's not safe for you to come in.
Sounds like a plan. I like the way she thinks.
It's magic, you know. So you make your way in there, and Jimmy, you're the first up these stairs, and you can see he turns to the left as he reaches the top of the stairs, and you can see the room that he's pushing into no longer has a doorknob. He pushes open the door, and it creaks as it comes open, and you're actually greeted by a relatively warm space, although it is unkempt. You can see that there is a cot off in a corner. It's unmade. There are pages and papers and books spread about. There is an oil lantern. And what's that? I'm sorry. Oh, an oil bear. Yes. Let's see.
Thank you, Everdime. Wow, that's fucking crazy. I did just check too because what you said, and I hit 75 subs. That's fucking crazy.
And as you enter in, Clay and Camellia, you enter behind Jimmy. At this point,
Raid from Avenue Studios. Woo!
Avenue Studios.
Hello,
What's up,
thank you
guys?
for the raid.
Awesome.
The individual turns around and looks at Clay, Camellia, and India and says, "Hey, who are they?" And points a stub at the three of them.
Oh, golly, mister, they're just friends of mine. Don't worry, they ain't gonna hurt you.
Clay just has his arms crossed. He
Too
doesn't
much,
have a weapon
probably.
out or anything.
Okay. Is there any threat in here? Otherwise, I'll put my gun away.
Yeah, as you're kind of looking around, you can see that this just looks like the humble dwellings of a very poor individual. Probably crazed.
I'll put my gun away and I'll scream magic. But she's not here.
Okay, so given your endorsement, the individual lets his guard down and he goes over to what looks to be a writing desk and he puts a stump on a card and slides it over into your view. And
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and look at it.
It says Helmut Grossinger, private investigator.
Golly, you're a PI?
Yeah. Where?
Wow.
I work.
Oh, you were? Before this happened to you?
Yeah. And then you can see he takes his stumps and he fumbles through all kinds of notes and pages, and it looks like he's looking for something in particular. And then he's he finds it and takes a stump and slides it over on the desk in front of you. Let's see, Jimmy, you speak a little bit of German. Let's see. What is it? Does anybody else speak German? Clay, you speak German. Okay, very good. So you find that he shows, which one is this? This.
Fragments from Helmut Grossinger's journal in German. Yeah. Going back to Roman Tergest, although von Junst suggests that the cult may have been a survival from far older times, seems to prefer dwelling in caverns beneath the surface. The plentiful karst cavern formations in his vicinity, the name is derived from Grast, the Slovene name for this area, would provide ideal ... from some other place. Andromeda Nebula? De Vermis Mysteries? They can manifest as human fish? Am I reading this right? Visible through the skin, internal organs, pulsing and glistening. Ooh. Gata Nthoa. Still others are thought to worship the windwalker Etha. Overheard them discussing some task which their masters had given the cult many years ago as yet unfulfilled. Unspecified punishments were fingers, toes, eyes, limbs, grafted onto the body, may move of its own volition or the will of something, ordered to keep alert and to procure any artifacts that might have magical power to offer to the invisible. Golly, I can't make head nor tails of this.
Oh my god, people can become invisible and they're in caverns. I did look at the brochure that was in the train about the city we're in, and there are a lot of caves apparently
That's
in the area.
And to guess is, well, Trieste. Do you know, and he's going to just look at the guy and just point down to that in caverns. You went to these caverns? That's what happened. Where was it? And does he have a map of the city here?
He does not.
Did they took your limbs and your tongue, these people? Yeah, they did.
Cult.
The Ilga cult. Okay.
I think he's trying to say Itha.
He's going to start writing a few things down and try and get the word figured out by writing a part of a word and asking him yes, no, yes, just adding letters until he figures out what this word is with him, whatever he's trying to say.
It says to worship the wind walker Etha.
I know what that is, but my character doesn't necessarily.
Yeah, go ahead and you have Cthulhu Mythos, correct?
Yeah, a whole 3. I can try it.
Okay.
Let's give it a shot. Weirder things have happened. No, not with that.
Okay. All right. You try to make out some words, and he just keeps saying, no.
By the way, I yelled magic, and you definitely want to come over here and check this out.
So it's got a couple of syllables, from what I can tell.
Okay.
But that's as far as I get.
Do you come around? Okay. Then you can see the journal that talks about. He told us that his limbs and tongue were removed by the cult of Etha.
Book time, Moss. Book time.
Go ahead. Actually, give me a Cthulhu Mythos roll.
Or Mythos roll, Moss. I will spend a Eureka.
Oh, howdy, Mr. G.
Hello, Jimmy. What? Oh, that's not mine. Oh, did that not work? Son of a bitch.
Thank you, Dragon Noodle Soup, for the 2. I'd like to roll for heavy machinery, the first in the game.
You know, Moss, I'm just really good.
You are. You're so good. So yeah, you can tell by the references in here. He's referencing the Ithaqua, otherwise known as the Wendigo, Windwalker, and the cult which worships it, or him, or whatever is known as the Loigor.
Mm.
I'll type that out in chat because it's...
Is that all I get?
Yes.
You're really cheap on the info, Moss, I tell you.
Yep, that looks like how that's said.
Oh, I know what he's talking about here. He's talking about, obviously, about the Loigar. Is that right, old boy?
Yeah.
And they did this to you?
Yeah.
So I take it you found out some of their secrets or something, and you stumbled upon it, and this is your payment?
I guess please, I did.
You didn't please them.
Good.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Does anyone know what this fool is saying?
He probably knows what caves they're in, because there's a lot of different caves that they were hiding in the caves, and also apparently they can turn invisible.
Well, that's not helpful. I don't want to end up like him, do you?
No, I really don't want to go to these caves unless for some reason we really have to.
Let me ask you something. You were in this cave, yes?
Yeah.
Did you happen to see any ceramic-like body parts there?
Yeah.
Gave off strange emanations, or like an arm or a leg made out of some sort of marble or some other strange stone-like substance you've never quite seen before?
No.
No. Well, if I gave you a map, would you be able to point it out on the map? You're about as helpful as our DM with the information, sir. I'll try and find you a map. At some point. Not now, obviously. We're in a bad part of town where I doubt there's a corner map sales. But there might be one.
Well,
Frost, are you feeling okay?
Actually, Sevvy, didn't you grab the oh, you were talking about the brochure in the handout. I thought for some reason you grabbed something from...
No, I mean, if
the
there were
hotel.
maps, I would have grabbed the maps at the train station, you know, because I'm obviously looking at something while I look around saying like, well, we could go here, here, here. So I will show him my map.
You have a red light on you, Frost.
Is it the the map that you pulled out is probably the same map that we have displayed here. And he basically shakes his head and uses his stump to point off of the map.
Oh shit. Okay.
Mm,
In that case, we will see you at the library tomorrow, dear sir, with a different map. Okay, grazie.
Thanks, mister. Sorry I tackled you earlier.
You tackled this poor man, Jimmy.
And Clay is going to go over to the guy and just put a hand on his shoulder and just kind of lean into him and just lean down and just whisper into his ear. And I suppose he'll say it in German, since the guy seems very German. He'll say, I'm sorry for what you've gone through. I'm sorry for everything that's happened. And I'm shocked that your mind is in the state it's in, given everything you've seen. And he will say, after that, he's like, this isn't pity. This is just, I'm going to help you out a little bit. And he's going to slide money into his overcoat.
And you can see he definitely has a grateful look upon his face.
Okay. And just kind of look, as he goes out, he's just going to look over. You said there were papers and notes and things. Are they hanging all over the walls, or are they only on the table?
You can tell that most of his stuff is just kind of all over the table.
Okay, and they're pretty much from when he had hands, so I'm assuming he hasn't taken many notes recently. Yeah, he just does a once-over of the whole room one more time, and then gets out of there.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and Let's see. Go ahead and give me a spot hidden roll.
All right.
Just Clay?
Yeah.
That would be an extreme success.
Okay. Yeah. You do find a few notes. It seems as though that Helmut is definitely familiar with the Brotherhood of the Skin.
And that's totally different group.
Mm-hmm. You don't find any particular notes on any recent movements, but you can definitely tell that he is familiar with their some of their doings, and especially their presence in the likes of Constantinople and kind of just general rumors about them.
And he's going on the way out to double tap on the table with his fingers onto that note and just say, Brotherhood of the Skin, they're not here, not in Trieste. Oh, they are. Well, you be careful.
Yeah, careful.
And head on out and just say, Brotherhood of the Skin's here too. Unfortunately.
What's wrong with people? Can they just pick one cult? And they have to pick like 10 million?
Seems like these bastards are everywhere.
All right. So at this point, do you all leave Helmut's little hovel?
Yeah. And I'm gonna go to the Museum of Art.
Yep. And see what we talk on the way and find out what they found out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And tell
Boss,
them what we found out.
What do I need to make a fez?
What does the spell say?
I don't know. Do I have it?
Yeah, you should. It should be on your sheet. I know it takes 24 hours to make, and you need a fez.
Yes, fez.
And then you basically disfigure and kill a person and drain their life force from them.
Oh, that's the easy part.
In the most heinous thing you could do besides, stealing their body parts or cutting their nose off.
Jimmy's going to get fezzed.
I can't. Fine.
All right. So yeah, basically you kind of know the ritual. You haven't tried it yet, so you feel as though you could probably cast it, but you know that based on the description that was within your book, you would need an existing fez, or you would need just a fez, and then you would have to perform the ritual on it, which would take 24 hours to do.
Well, Jimmy has a fez. Okay. I'm good.
All right. I can't wait to see what you do with that fez, by the way. If you ever do get a chance to actually use it.
When you say it takes 24 hours, does that mean 24 hours of concentration or 24 hours for it to just manifest?
You have to concentrate on creating this fez for 24 hours.
I'm never going to be able to make a fez. I'll never get 24 hours away from these dodos.
Yeah. This ain't Dungeons and Dragons, baby. This is cult magic.
Cult magic.
All right. So,
did we find out, since I was AFK for a second there, we found out that name that's in the chat, but did we find out where the cave was? He pointed off the map to it, right?
Correct.
And that's what we're trying to find out tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Just making sure I caught up on everything. Nothing else crazy happened while I was AFK?
Nah.
No murdering?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Well, Jimmy did beat the guy up and throw him in the ice.
Did he figure out that Willa hasn't moved since he tackled the guy?
Probably not.
Oh, okay. He's just in there.
You mean that the tropical lizard in the dead of winter would be
He is
dead?
warm and
Impossible.
safe inside of Jimmy's breast pocket. He's totally fine there.
Mm-hmm.
And I shall name him George.
Mm-hmm.
okay. So, Let's see. All right. So you all are going to the Museum of Art then, you said?
Yes.
All right.
I wanna go straight to the medallions first, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely. So you make your way over there, and by the time you get there, it is probably getting to be about mid to late afternoon. You can tell that the sun is in the lower quadrant of the sky. And as you make your way through there, you do find. Let's see. You find and make your way immediately to a glass display cabinet. Within the cabinet, a flat inlaid wooden box lined with velvet holds 7 medallions, 4 in one row and 3 in the second row. You can see that only one side of each medallion is visible, and they detect a variety of historical scenes such as the sacking of Troy or famous historical personalities such as like Alexander the Great and so on and so forth. I would have you actually let's see, Clay, you can see there's a card in the cabinet which notes that the box and the medallions were once owned by Johann Winkelmann and were acquired by the museum in 1910.
These are the ones we're looking for.
Yeah, so those of you who are looking at this can go ahead and give me a spot hidden roll real quick.
Me.
Yeah, everybody but Jimmy looks like they succeeded. So pretty easy to spot. You notice that there is a little bit of wear on the nap of the velvet, which indicates, at least to your best estimation, that there should be 8 medallions. And yet there are only 7.
I'm going to see if we can find that lovely museum person who was in the other part of the museum. They just kind of.
Are there pictures around here? Because there might be pictures of all 8 medallions.
You don't see any pictures of the medallions themselves.
Okay. Yep. Then we'll look for the caretaker or curator.
Okay. So you ask around just a little bit, and eventually you do find the curator. He's actually kind of just touring the floor, looking at some paintings and some sculptures, if I could speak. You address him, and he introduces himself as Dottore Ernesto Pabeno.
So I was noticing this case, this medallion box here. There seems to be one missing.
Oh, I would not know anything about this. Interesting.
Were there always 7?
Let me see. I'm gonna roll. You know, now that you mention it, it seems as though there used to be 8. I seem to remember the collection housing 8 medallions.
It looks like you may have been robbed.
Looks like you were robbed.
I don't know how this could have happened. This had to be an inside job or something. The collection here is always under lock and key.
Just touch it. Is it locked?
Yeah.
Okay. It's locked now.
Well,
when's the last time you saw that? Do you recall?
I do not know. I see this has been here for many years.
Well, I guess you better call the police.
You and your call the police.
And what did the medallions actually look
When
like?
has that ever helped us?
That's true. I retract my statement. I don't tell him to call the police.
do the medallions, like, what time period are they from? Are they Napoleonic? Are they Germanic? Are they Roman?
Greek? They are a Roman. At least most of them.
You know, old boy, you could probably figure out who took them quite easily if you can recall who has the access to those keys.
Yeah.
I mean, we have security guards here. We will begin a immediate investigation. I do know that if you are looking for more information, or perhaps I don't know, someone who might also be interested in those is the original donator, the Termonas,
Right.
Marcus Termona.
I've heard that name.
Does ring a bell.
And he's just gonna kind of get down on it, like crouch down so he can look at him at eye level instead of looking straight down at him through the case. Is there anything unusual about the medallions? Do they all feature the same face, head shapes, and things on them, or are they?
You can see that they all depict different things. Some of them depict different people, and some of them depict scenes. As I said, one of them depicts the sacking of Troy. Another one might depict the killing of Julius Caesar.
Let me ask you, old boy. It's common practice whenever you have a display like this, for your inventory purposes, you normally take photographs of these things. Maybe, perchance, you have a photograph of the original set in its entirety that we could possibly look at. Help you figure out what happened to it.
A photograph. I do not know this. This is not something that we would do normally.
Not so sure about that.
About insurance? For
This
insurance?
This is my museum. I would know if there were photographs of the original.
Oh, I'm sorry. What I meant was, obviously, your museum is second rate. No photographs of your inventory. Stolen right from under your nose. I'm worried for you, sir.
And just kind of put his hand on Gore's chest and move him away and just say, sorry for the inconvenience, but I'm sorry that you're missing that. Where is Winkleman's tomb?
His tomb, the Giardino Lapidario? Is it the Via della Cattedrale? Why do you ask?
Interested in his things. I heard that he was interred there. And
See, he was interred there.
Fascinating man.
Oh my god.
That he was. I'm sorry. I'm a bit perplexed that all of a sudden I find that one of these is missing.
Well, would you want us to help you out? We're kind of private investigators in a way, even though we are not from Italy and we're traveling, but we're more than happy to help you out in your particular situation. We have a lot of different skills that would allow us to get to the root of things, hopefully quicker than say if you went through the normal channels.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a persuade roll.
Okay. Right.
And do it with a. I'm looking for a hard success, and you
Hey, there you
fucking
go.
got it. Okay.
How about extreme, Moss? Extreme.
No, he was only looking for a hard success. That's too good.
It's
Moss
too
is
good.
always looking for a hard
Yeah.
success, but we always outdo what he needs.
It's always a banana. It always goes back to bananas.
Yep.
He
Moss,
says
we were playing this pinball game the other day that had this banana man you would have loved. It was right up your alley.
Absolutely.
It was a Cthulhu game. Oh no, that was a different one. Never mind. It was a goat simulator game.
He says, any skill that you might have that might lend towards the investigation, please. I would appreciate it. We need to find this last piece.
Okay. We'll need
You know, if
access.
you had a photograph of it, you'd know what the last piece was, sir.
He ignores you.
We'll need access to your employees, so we can talk to them. Hopefully, in the break room or in an office.
Yes, of course. Please, use in my office. It's straight this way. And at this point, he leads you down past several rows of paintings and statues down a kind of a narrow hallway. And just at the end of the hallway, off to the right, you find his office. He opens the door for you, and you can see it's kind of a smaller office with a single desk and a chair that sits behind. A few books on either side. And it looks as though his desk has some locked drawers behind it as well.
Okay. All
Just-
right.
Please make yourselves at home.
I'd like to inspect the case. If I know people have already given a look once over, Jimmy's gonna also take a look at it, see if he maybe finds a suspicious scuff or a clump of dirt or something.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a spot hidden.
He's really good at that. Regular success.
Okay. You look at it, and it does not seem as though the box has been tampered with.
No forcible entry.
Not to your knowledge, no.
Okay, well, Jimmy did his one useful thing for the day. He's going to go ahead and join the others.
Don't be
And
fooled. You tackled someone.
make sure that I tackled the hell out of that handicapped fellow. He's going to check to make sure Woola's okay.
All right. And Woola kind of looks at you with both of its eyes, surprisingly, and its tongue slashes out and meets you right in the mouth.
Oh,
Again?
golly. You're
You
a
find
good little lizard.
Woola's got a type. That's all we're gonna say.
You know, if I had a nickel for every time I got tongue kissed by a lizard, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Maybe you should read books with the lizard, Jimmy.
Oh gosh, I think they're not. They don't like that too much in the Bible, Mr. G.
All right. So you now have access to the Dottore's office. What's your next course of action?
Looking for inventory drawings or any kind of inventory manifest from Clay's point of view. That's what he's looking at. And
Okay.
these guys are probably going to investigate people.
Okay. You can actually see. Do you communicate this to the doctor?
Yes.
So he actually mentions he goes over to some filing cabinets behind his desk and unlocks the drawers and pulls out a series of ledgers.
Okay.
Go ahead. Actually, he'd probably thumb through it and show you exactly where it was. And you can see that there are listings of paintings and statues and other forms of art. And you can see that in 1910, this collection of medallions was gifted to the museum, and it itemizes 8 medallions.
Okay.
Does it describe the medallions?
It does not describe the medallions in detail.
Does it say what the scenes are or anything?
Mm-mm. No, it doesn't give you any detail about the medallions. All it mentions is that in 1910, the Termonas gifted the medallions to the museum.
Okay. I will ask for a list of employees and start calling the employees in.
Okay. And it is at this point the museum is closing down to visitors, but given that you all are assisting in the investigation, you are allowed to remain. So give me just 1 minute here.
And Clay wants to do one more thing when we're doing all that, so I'll tell you after you're ready.
Okay, yes.
He wants the curator to bring the case of medallions in so we can actually look at the rest of them to see if they actually are real, for one thing. and see if there's any evidence on the actual case itself. Mostly just wants to get a close look at all the medallions.
Okay. To which he hesitantly agrees. He heads out, and probably about 5 minutes later comes back, and he's got the same wooden box, which is closed, and sets it down on the desk.
Okay.
And you open it up, and you can see there are the 7 medallions.
Okay. Slip on his gloves and start taking a peek at them.
All right. And you can see there's actually kind of a thin layer of dust on them. It doesn't look as though they've been touched in quite a while.
Okay. That's probably a good sign for most of them, except for the one that's missing.
Mm-hmm. Do you have, let me see, do you have
skill in anything? No.
Sort of,
Mostly he's got a little bit of history and whatnot, but mostly he's just looking at him to see if there's anything obvious about him. Like, well, that doesn't look very Roman.
You can tell based on the scenes depicted and the individuals depicted that it is ancient history, mostly like Southern European, like Mediterranean history.
Okay, I just show them to everyone else. Ask them to look over them and say, does anything here seem
I have
unusual?
all the history, Moss.
I have a question. Would the medallions fit in the socket by where the guy's body rests? Could it be used to open something there?
That wasn't a
Oh, it was
like
not
okay. Yeah, it wasn't a slot into which you would put a medallion or anything. It was more just like an artistic depiction of a medallion.
Okay. I would ask Jamie and Gore if any of these medallions look like the one that was in the cemetery, or not the cemetery, the place, the temple.
Are any of them a head, Moss?
You do see a few heads, but if you remember, let's see. If you remember, the medallion on the casket or on the tomb, actually, it did depict a head with it was like a wreath of vines and leaves, almost situated on its head like a crown, and none of these depict that figure.
Are they in the same art style as that?
Similar enough.
Okay. I'm wondering if the medallion that is missing is the one with the crown.
Could be.
Yeah.
That was I was thinking. Maybe we should head back to the tomb.
Well, maybe. What if some of you head back to the tomb and see what's going on? You can always take India Maria with you if you need her skill set to investigate. I'm basically saying if you need her to lockpick something.
Yeah, I'm wondering if
Is that okay with you, Mr. G?
I'm actually going to ask this guy.
Wouldn't it be better if Camellia did the lockpicking? She seems more adept at it.
Well, and he's going to ask the curator. It's like, is that part of your purvey?
Oh no, that is under the jurisdiction of the Cathedrale.
All right.
Okay, for the cathedral.
He was just hoping maybe we'd get keys, but never mind.
All right. Well, the thing is, like, Clay, what is your psychology roll?
92.
Okay, so if I go, Clay could intimidate and do psychology on people.
Yeah,
by
I mean,
going to check out the tomb.
Intimidates even higher.
Yeah. So okay, so then who wanna come with me then to the tomb?
I am curious to see what's in the tomb.
Okay. All right.
Me too.
Okay. So can I have like India Maria with me just in case I fail my lockpicking?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so we will go leaving Clay behind with Ernesto
Himself.
and the employees while he interrogates them and intimidates them to try and get more information. If he has psychology, then he can see if he's lying or not. If they're lying or not.
Now I
And-
will remind you that it is closed to the public.
Oh, so we wouldn't
this
have
moment.
access to it right now.
Not
Okay,
unless
so
you
maybe.
decided to break in.
Oh, then might be then worth it to just then wait. What do you guys think?
Probably not.
Fortune
bad.
favors the bold, Miss Camellia.
Yeah, but if something happens, I would want to make sure Clay is there.
Jimmy wants to tackle it.
Okay, let's get through the interviews quickly. Maybe we can have Clay interview someone, I'll interview others.
Not a bad idea.
Okay.
Can we do just like one roll for everybody to try and intimidate and do a psychology roll to see if they're lying? I don't know how much you want us to role play that.
Yeah. So go ahead and
Talk, or I'll
Yeah.
make you read my manuscript.
just give me a quick overarching psychology roll.
Okay. I'm gonna use an Eureka point for this. I know my psychology is 100.
Wait, are we all rolling in psychology?
If you'd like, yeah.
I got a hard success.
Okay.
I mean, we're listening, but she's in the lead here.
Okay. Based on your questioning, you go through a series of employees at the museum. Based on your questioning, none of them seem to know what could have happened to the medallion, and it seems as though they're all telling the truth.
Okay. Would they remember the medallion that is missing? Would they be able to confirm that is the one with the wreath of vines and leaves that almost looks like a crown?
They all tell you that they don't remember ever seeing a seventh one, except for one older gentleman. He claims that he had been there for several years now. Emidio Fatica is he introduces himself as, and he says he remembers it when it first came in, but that was several years ago. Let's see.
Okay.
He says he remembers it depicting the profile of the head of a man with some sort of a vine or wreath around its head.
Okay. All right. So I turned to the group and I said, and now I'm wondering if it is hidden in this museum. Can I go to the area where it was to kind of do a spot hidden to see if anything was left behind at the scene of the crime, or to kind of see if it could be potentially hidden somewhere else?
You definitely could, but based on what the employees were telling you, it sounds like that medallion probably hasn't been here for a while.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Is Ernesto still here?
Yes, he's been in the room the whole time.
Okay, so he heard the same stuff. All right. So then, does Ernesto speak English, or has he been just talking Italian?
He's been speaking Italian the whole time.
Okay, so I'll just have Clay talk to him and tell him what we found.
Yep. Let him know that it's definitely been gone for some time, and that it's likely he doesn't have to worry about his current crop of employees, but that we don't know where it could be right now.
Yeah. And I'll pat his shoulder and I'll say in English and hope that Clay translates. And I'll say, we will investigate further. If we see it, we'll bring it back to your museum.
And he'll give him his card.
Grazie. You can tell that he's got just this utter look of shame that something like this could have gone on under his nose this entire time, and he didn't even notice for such a long period of time.
Moss, as they've been interviewing people and he's been looking all shamed, I've been plotting in my mind a way to kill him and make a fez while drugging all of them for 24 hours each while I complete the ritual.
Oh my god.
Interesting. Okay.
I didn't say I figured it out, but that's what I was working on this whole time.
Yeah, you all are interviewing, and you can see Gore is over there, deep in thought, perhaps considering the testimonies of all of the employees of the hotel and finding fallacies in each one of their arguments.
The museum.
Let's see who's lying and telling the truth. Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly probably what's going on. All right. Well,
speaking of red herrings, dun, dun, dun.
Since we're done here, maybe we can go by the Museum of Art and see if it's heavily populated.
It is closed. All of the museums are closed at this point.
I know. By that, I mean, like, is there going to be people around for us that are going to see us sneak in?
Oh, just perusing the streets? Yeah, absolutely.
Neighbors. Loiters. Obstacles.
Right. Exactly.
Fez wearers of the future.
So, is this just going to be something that you're just, you create the fez and you just experiment with somebody?
That's probably what he's going to do,
The world may never know, Moss. Maybe I'm just trying to keep them all on their toes by telling them things out of character that will never happen in character, just to see what they do with it. Who knows what plans I have in my devious old mind, Moss.
Oh, what was that? You want me to roll brawling? Okay, so let's see here. Let's just do some damage. Oh. I didn't roll the damage. It's okay.
All right. Okay, so you make your way back to what was the other museum?
Well,
it was...
all the stores are closed, Dragon Noodle Soup. He wanted us to buy candles.
So you make your way back to the Via della Cattedrale, and you can see that obviously it is closed. However, the district itself is still relatively well populated. There are still people walking around and going about their business, kind of peering through the fence at the Giardino and just kind of looking around at all the sights that can be seen. And you see a few people just kind of sitting on a bench. But you can tell that this is a pretty well trafficked area.
Okay, plan B, go get Gorgon.
All right.
Why are we doing this again?
Because he lost his gun.
Oh, no. Yeah, why are we doing this again? Why are we arming him again?
All right.
Just in case we come across a Wendigo.
I would have...
anyway, I can get you to... I don't know, maybe pass up that fez.
Sure thing, Mr. G. Hands over.
You're such a good lad, Jimmy. I don't know why I'm so hard on you at times. I remember that in the end.
Oh, the end of what?
Our journey, of course.
Golly, what? The way you say that makes me a little nervous, Mr. G.
Well, all journeys come to an end, Jimmy.
I'm sure it's nothing. You bet, Mr. G. Can't wait.
Oh, it'll be fine. I'm sure we won't all die horribly.
Again, Mr. G, a lot of things come out of your mouth that make me feel a certain way.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure we won't run into any more skinless bears or hairless bears or any of those things on our journeys. We've been pretty bulletproof so far. Everything will be fine.
Wow.
Yeah, it ain't the bears I'm worried about, Mr. G.
Oh, well, maybe you should be.
All right. So, as you all continue making your way, are you all going to go to this little meetup? Or is it just Amelia?
For the gun, I can go with her if she wants somebody as backup, unless she would rather. Well, she probably want to have somebody besides India.
I'll just bring Clay, but I'll need the money, Gore. So
yeah, I'd give her money. I'd give you backup, but I don't have a gun.
No, I think you guys wait outside because if you guys come in, they might be mad. That's too many of us.
Since I've saved quite a bit of money on this journey, here's $100.
Right, Clay and I will go inside.
Okay. Well, by the way, on your way to the meetup spot, I'll have you guys make me a spot hidden roll just really quickly.
Dun, dun, dun.
Really quickly, spot hidden roll.
Yeah, very quickly, like faster
I
than
got
that.
a 90, and I still succeeded.
Okay.
Extreme success.
So as you all are walking, you do see a couple of newspaper stands. And those of you who can read Italian, looks like Clay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You always
Looks like
what am I-
Clay.
What am I talking about? You see this newspaper article.
Oh, riots have broken out in Venice and is what some would describe as the second Black Plague. Several homes along the canals have been burnt to cinders as witch houses, while others remain boarded up to prevent rioter intrusion. Troops have been activated to assist police in quelling the riots to little avail.
You son of a bitch!
The murderer of one Giorgio Gasparetti remains at
Oh my
large.
God.
However, Venice police have linked the weapon found at the murder scene to one individual, a foreigner named Eldritch Mort Gore. Reports suggest he boarded the Orient
You
Express
son of a bitch.
2 days ago. Havoc in Venice.
Oh my God.
I'm going to just give the person who's selling the papers some money, pick one up, fold it over, and just look, and then just go hand it to Gore.
Well, Jimmy, you've done it now.
Mr. T, you're famous.
You got your name in the paper.
I did no such thing.
Or I was not aware you killed Giorgio.
Yes, I don't know how they linked a gun to me with fake papers that we got that were never filed because they were fake. But somehow this gun has gotten back to me. How very strange. Almost as if it was plotted that way. Someone's after us. Or after me.
It's very, very possible. Particularly because they know that you boarded the Orient Express 2 days ago. We're gonna need to get you a completely new identity now.
It seems so. Well, good thing I've already given you the money. We'll just have to change the name on that papers.
Well, it's a good thing
Yeah.
that you have all kinds of different accents.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Okay. Alright, well, just keep yourself low. Don't attract attention. I'll see if I can get you a new identity.
I can't believe Jimmy's done this to me again.
Alright,
Damn
I'll
you,
go
Jimmy.
in with with Clay.
Yep. Just after that, whisper over to you as we're going in. I didn't think the trip was going to be quite this much fun.
You know, I'm pretty sure it's because he gave Giorgio that gun, and that gun was used to kill Giorgio.
Yeah. And I think also some of the people there have maybe, well, may not like him much.
Yeah, that's true. Well, the black shirts are also after you in a way.
They could be.
I'm sure
I guess we'll find out if one of this cult, that cult, black shirts, something's going to get me.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time.
True.
You know,
Okay.
Mr. G, you might want to shave that beard and mustache.
I'll cut your hands off, Jimmy, if you ever say such a thing to me again.
We should
Oh,
dye
don't
it.
worry, Mr. G. I could do it for you. I used to work in a mustache parlor.
God. You could have him dye it, Jimmy.
Or we could do that.
Get
You like
red.
that lizard of yours, don't you, Jimmy?
Why, yes, sir, I
Okay.
do. I love him with all my heart and soul.
Yes, well, best watch what you say.
All right, well,
Kozaku boy mustache parlor.
he means barber shop. All right, we'll go in.
Okay. So you
No,
make your
ma'am.
way into what looks to be a very nice restaurant. I've had the same Sirenscape track playing for like the last 2.5 hours.
That's a thing.
Boy.
Let's see, but it fits all the situations in this game, so I'm not gonna complain.
I would have heard them, but you did not post the link.
Oh shoot, I did. I guess I didn't. All right, well, I guess I could do that now.
Yes, 10 minutes before we finish.
Pretty much. There you go.
Oh, thank you.
All you've had to listen to is my sultry voice this entire time. I am so sorry. All right, so you enter this very nice restaurant, and you can see that people are being served very fine wines and very fine dishes served on the whitest of plates and garnished with the greenest of garnishes. The hostess comes over to you, and in Italian, she asks for how many will be in your party.
2.
Do it. And she gestures off to the side, and she seats you at a booth kind of in a corner.
Okay.
What would you like to drink?
Well, for once, bring me some wine. What do you want, Clay?
Wine's fine.
Wine, I guess. I also flash my signet ring. It's like, and a dinner menu.
Un momento. And with that, she leaves, and you see probably about 3 minutes later, a gentleman come up, slick black hair. You see he's got a very pencil-thin mustache that comes down just to the corners of his mouth. Clean shaven otherwise, wearing a very fine suit. And he scoots in to the booth. Parli Italiano?
Little bit, Clay.
He's just going to nod. He's just peeling the crust off a piece of bread and just eating it. Just nod.
Clay speaks Italiano.
Americans.
Yes.
What brings you to Trieste?
We are following a lead, but one of the people we're with ran into some issues. I'm not sure if you saw the newspaper article today, so we need a new identity for him.
Is this linked to the murder in Venice?
Yeah, unfortunately, he was stupid enough to give out his gun to somebody that could not be trusted.
Interesting. With that, he opens up his breast pocket and pulls out a silver case, flips it open, and extends it out to both of you and offers you a cigarette.
I will take one.
Clay takes one as well.
With that, he pulls one out and pulls out a very nice, like, brass lighter and lights it and holds it out for both of you to light your cigarettes as well.
Grazie.
So you are asking me to assist you in hiding a murderer?
He's not a murderer. He's not the one who did it. But for now, this impedes our investigation.
What exactly is it that you are investigating?
I don't know if you believe me if I said so, but maybe you will. We're investigating cult.
Cults. In Trieste?
Yes.
And elsewhere.
And elsewhere.
It started with the attempted murder of a friend of ours.
That's why now we are involved.
And tell me, why would investigators looking into cults in Trieste have been accused of murder in Venice?
Like I said, he gave a gun to a young lover boy, Giorgio,
Oh,
for protection, and Giorgio went against the black shirts, and obviously this happened.
oh, communist.
hmm
Makes sense.
It's never a good idea to go against the black shirts so openly, or
So
at
Clay
all.
just kind of like keeps eating bread.
What is it that you are asking of me?
He needs a new ID, so when we board the train to our next destination, he doesn't get grabbed.
Is he American as well?
He is he's from Britain, isn't he?
Yeah, she says he's from Britain.
Son of a bitch.
I like how you say he says he's from Britain.
He's a bit eccentric, let's just say.
So this is not as simple as getting new firearm permit. You are asking for new identification, new passports. Making him legal is going to take quite a few resources.
I would imagine so.
How much are you willing to spend on this request?
What would I know would be the running price for a new ID?
You can give me. Do you have appraisal?
Oh, I have a price for 5.
I have a 5 as well.
Yeah, go ahead and give me an appraisal roll.
Oh god, okay, I'm gonna use the Eureka point on this.
We're both just sitting there thinking,
just giving this to you
Son of a
because
bitch.
he's probably gonna tell you anyway.
yeah, I'm gonna try to. Oh my gosh.
Oh, there you go, Clay knows.
Clay has evidently dealt with some shady characters in one specific area of expertise. This fits, though. Knowing
Maybe-
Archie, the other character I made, because Archie may know some criminals.
All right. So you would know that Clay. You would know that this kind of request typically would run in the hundreds of dollars range USD.
Okay.
Even sometimes, depending on the size of the request, sometimes reaching into the thousands.
Okay. Just whisper to her in English, hundreds to thousands
Oh shit.
of US dollars.
Well, give us your price and I'll talk to my acquaintance to see if he has the money to cough up for it.
Well, given that your friend is wanted for murder, this makes it difficult. We would not want La Polizia looking into our activities, and this puts a target on our little establishment here. I do believe that 2,000 lira.
What is that in US dollars?
So that would be about
Was it like 400?
about $400.
Holy shit.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And keep in mind, this does not include a new firearm.
Yep, that's very obvious. Well, all right. I'll go to Gore. Then I'll tell him I will come back after I've acquired the funds from my friend, and we'll pay half now and half when it's delivered.
See. So I will see you soon.
Yes.
Clay will stub out the cigarette, nod at him, and put his hand down into the bread and grab a fistful of bread. And then when we see the waitress, was it a waiter or waitress who came and waited on us at the beginning?
Waitress.
He's going to just say, we're being called away unexpectedly, and just hand her a few lira as what would be her tip and to pay for the wine.
Very good.
And head on out. And when we get out there, just immediately hold the big meaty caveman handful of bread out to Gore
Gore,
and anyone else.
you want a new ID? It's gonna be $400.
Well, looks like I'll be living here for a while.
Well, unless we find another way to smuggle you into the train, there's no other way to go about it. Maybe you know somebody that has the money.
Can't think of anyone.
So, how much money do you have left from everything that I gave you at the beginning of this endeavor?
Money?
Yes, the money I gave you all at the beginning of the endeavor. The money that we got from our
Betos
friend.
gave us?
How much did he give us?
Well, no, because Betos gave us money to pay for the tickets, and then you took that money to reimburse the tickets from our...
Right, but there was
Orient
also,
Express.
I mean, there was a bunch of money, and he actually handed out some to each of you at the beginning.
It wasn't that
And-
much.
Yeah. So there was 1,000 pounds sterling that Betos
Right.
gave you.
And I thought we handed out to everybody a specific amount, and I just didn't know if he was keeping track of that or kept track of how much he spent.
What's 1,000 sterling?
Well,
That's
1,000 pounds
cool.
sterling, but it also paid for a whole bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, and the train took most of that money anyway, so I just don't think it's gonna be enough money.
Nope.
I have about
So-
248 lira.
Yeah, so that's about
Jeez.
40 bucks. So the thing is, Clay has the money because he hasn't even dipped into his actual money he has on him. He's been only spending his daily amounts for the most part, plus the extra that we had from the lira and whatnot. So he is just going to exasperatedly take the money out of his wallet because he has the $350 on him. He doesn't
Okay.
have all of it, and he's just going to hand it over.
Well, if you give me 300, I have the 100 from Gore.
Okay, well then I will mark down that he only has 50.
Okay. Then I'll go back in. Is the mail still there?
Yeah, he's still sitting there.
Okay. I'll put the money in an envelope and hand it over to him.
He takes it and shoves it in his breast pocket.
I'm staying at, and I'll tell him my hotel. Just let me know when it's ready.
I can have all the documentation brought to you.
Grazie.
Gives you a nod, stubs out a cigarette, and gets up and walks away.
There we go.
Oh, that plan's going to have to sit by the wayside for a bit.
Did he give us a time for how long it's going to take?
No.
Okay.
I should probably trim my beard and change something or two or other so this doesn't become a theme.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to help, Mr. G.
How is your skill in Barbary?
He doesn't actually have a skill in Barbary, but he did work at a mustache place.
Well, he's definitely a barbarian, so
Oh boy.
Clay has skill in sword. Does that count?
I don't.
No? Oh, okay.
I can trim my own damn beard, Jimmy. Thank you.
Well, now that we've spent an inordinate amount of money to make up for stupid decisions, what are we going to do next? It's hopefully not a stupid decision. Do we need to find out where these caves are, the karst?
We can do it tomorrow. The library will have maps, so he can show us tomorrow. But for now, I think we just go back.
That's not a bad idea. And yeah, head back to the hotel.
I mean, on the plus side, there's one less communist in the world.
Definitely a gain.
Very good. Okay.
Addition by subtraction, Mr. G.
So you all make your way back to the hotel. And is there anything that you all would like to do while you're at the hotel?
Trim my beard.
Oh, and
I
just a
will-
reminder.
I'll practice Italian with my book, so I'll get a bonus die.
Yeah, so I'm gonna
Okay.
basically spend some time working with her to work on Italian because he's got to work on his too. So might as well.
Okay.
I buy a new hat.
And,
A fez?
Ooh, I do buy a fez as well.
Is working on it with her in the dictionary give
Yeah,
a
the
bonus
thing-
die just to her, or would it give it to me working with
So,
her?
I mean, you guys are study buddies. You can both have a bonus die, I'd say.
Okay.
Right.
I'll spend the 1 luck to succeed in my Italian.
All right.
Fair enough. Okay.
Could spend 12 luck to succeed, but I'm so low on luck. Nope, he's gonna skip it.
There's certainly no wanted posters in the fan art section, by the way. I'm sure nobody did anything
Well,
like that.
I'm sure that somebody will remedy that here probably about 4 seconds ago.
Probably like 4 minutes ago.
Like.
They were made just
All
waiting.
right.
It was bound to happen.
True.
So you all get some sleep, you do your studies, you read your books, and you eventually drift off to sleep. And yet again, you find yourself barraged with sensations that seem to almost be draining your essence. It's hard to explain the feeling, but it seems as though something is mentally taxing you over the course of the night. I need everybody to roll me another power roll, please.
Oh, and I forget. I guess I should have asked. The simulacrum thing didn't detowel itself again, did it?
Does anyone want to pack that thing in lead
Actually-
again, for God's sake?
Actually, no, it did not detowel itself. Not today.
No, I rolled a success.
Ooh, success.
I failed.
Good to be powerful.
Failed. Okay, and India Maria also failed. So
Now you're playing with power. Cthulhu power.
Ah, shit, I failed as well.
okay, so everybody loses 3 magic points.
What do you mean,
Me?
everybody?
Well, everybody failed.
Oh, there you go.
And when you wake up in the morning, you feel just absolutely exhausted. It's hard to explain what it is that affected you last night. Perhaps you didn't get very good sleep. You feel as though you tossed and turned. You dreamt of just the feeling of being cold and blasted by wind. It's hard to explain, but you feel just drained. And for those of you who don't know, magic points are pretty readily recovered. It's typically about 1 every hour. So by midday, after you wake up, you would probably have regained most, if not all, of your
No, that reminds me.
magic points.
Coffee. Fix it with coffee.
All right. And as you wake up for the day, what is the first course of action?
Well,
Breakfast and then Winkleman, huh?
yeah, are we gonna go to the library for the map thing?
It's about second breakfast, old boy.
The map thing meaning
The caves, find out where
The-
the caves are.
With the
right,
German
that's why I
guy.
was saying the Winkle. That's why I said Winkle. Breakfast and then Winkleman.
No, but
Wait.
the caves are not Winkleman. The caves are the cult.
Right,
Wait,
but I
you're
mean
taking-
Winkleman was going to tell you where they were on the map.
Are we checking
No,
out the
his name
is
Cave
not
of Hans?
What's his name? I
Hans.
keep saying
The
Winkleman,
PI.
but yeah, I just
Okay.
wrong German guy.
Grosinger.
Hans.
Grosinger, yes.
Okay, we will go to the library first.
I'll just keep saying Winkleman constantly. It's my thrush.
All right. So you all make your way back to the Museum of Art, and as you arrive, you notice that Grossinger has not yet arrived.
He's dead, Jim.
Oh no. Where's my new best friend?
Probably limping.
Stumpy McGillicuddy.
Well, I'll look for maps to have them ready for when he arrives.
Okay, easy enough. You can. I wouldn't say that there's necessarily a library use role required. You can easily enough find maps of the surrounding country.
Okay.
And how long are you willing to wait?
I'll ask a librarian, when does he usually come in?
Oh, Grossinger, he usually comes in, pulls out a pocket watch out of his breast pocket. And he's usually here by now.
Oh.
I believe your friend is dead.
Maybe we should go back to his place and check up on him.
I certainly hope he doesn't have a fez on.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, let's go check on him.
Okay. So, you make your way back to the seedier section of town and back into the warehouse. It is dark, and I assume you all equip your electric torches.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You make your way up into his little hovel, and you find it empty.
I miss Gilded.
Oh, empty, like everything's gone, or he's just not there.
Empty
Just
as
corners.
in there are no
That's
people
a
inside.
Spot hidden check for me.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
And you know what? Since I'm gonna go ahead and burn my very last Eureka point. Hard success.
Hard success, regular success. Okay. So as you're kind of looking around, you look and you can see that it looks as though the chair that was next to the desk has been tipped over. And upon examining that, you can see a few little speckles of blood on the floor.
Oh no.
Well, looks like he was grabbed. I guess time for our next destination then.
Is there anything obviously missing from the notes? Like, did whole swaths of the table get cleared off, or?
You can tell it. Yeah, give me a spot hidden roll.
Okay. Extreme success.
Yeah. Okay, extreme success. You kind of parse through what's all around on the desk, and you notice that specifically some of the documents, some of his notes that you had looked at have gone missing, specifically the ones that mention the Brotherhood of the Skin.
I think we know who came after him then. The Brotherhood of the Skin. All those notes are gone.
All right.
And with that, I think we will go ahead and end tonight's episode
With
with a missing helmet and a present Brotherhood of the Skin, although you don't know exactly where. So, we will go ahead and get a few of our improvement rolls out of the way. Who would like to go first?
I'll do it. I just have two. Well, three. Italian. I failed.
so one thing she fails at.
Oh no,
Still-
fail is good. Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ah, shit. I did not fail stealth and then luck. Gotta be fucking kidding me. Okay, alright. There we go.
Those are like my rolls. Well, I've only got 2 to do, so I'm going to do them. My magical appraisal. Let's see if I fail. Hey, I failed one.
That's a thing.
I get 4 more points of praise, and then luck.
Oh, regular praise.
Hey, I actually improved my luck for a change. 3.
Very nice.
All right.
That's one more than 2.
It
Who's next?
is better than nothing.
All the math.
All right. Who's up next?
Yummy.
Do it.
Yeah, okay, I'll go. Jimmy actually did pretty good tonight.
Yeah, you
get
tackled
luck
an
out
old
of the
man
way.
to the ground. Congratulations.
A dead
Tackled
old
an
man.
old handicap man. Yeah. Let's see. Let's take a look at luck.
Yeah, he beat up an old man with no hands and no tongue, and somehow I'm the bad guy.
Well, but the Brotherhood is the one who took him, so technically Jimmy is awful, but not heinous.
Ooh, that's fail already.
I've done nothing but plot.
Didn't do nothing.
I'm a dindu.
All right.
Alrighty, get a 5 to fighting. And it's my medicine, which is all the way at 1. So
Should probably succeed this.
yeah, this is
Succeed by failing.
Fail.
success
Look at that.
through failure. Wow, alrighty. Psychology.
Nice.
That's a fail already. Man, coming up Jimmy tonight. 8. And finally, spot hidden.
Splotch the hidden.
Wowee. Woo. Yeah, nailed all of those.
That's right. I
Nice.
forgot. I made a psychology
All
roll
right.
earlier, didn't I?
Did you?
Yeah, because we interrogated people.
Mm-hmm.
I should
Mm.
probably do that real quick. It's probably not going to go up. Nope.
I too did a psychology roll. And then that cat beat me up.
Hey, you field.
I feel perfectly.
Very nice.
Dude, ow, cat, what are you doing?
Just mirroring what your dice are doing. Scratches.
Scritches.
Coming at you from behind.
Spot hidden. I like that's ever gonna go up again. I only roll hundreds when I don't want to. Summon a bitch. I can't. Help me roll luck.
It's like, no, I want to sit on your lap.
Oh, help me roll luck. Good
Whatever
kid.
you do, cat, don't walk on the roadcaster.
You're a
Walk on
good
the roadcaster.
kitty. You're a bad kitty.
Oh,
Psychology 2, luck 2.
Very nice.
I
Okay.
take it.
All right. And India Media needs to roll for luck, and she fails.
Mother lucker. Why is my
And
luck
gets
0?
7 back. Very nice.
you zeroed out your luck. Oh,
That's weird.
I got the no luck.
Did you update it or something?
I don't know. I know what it was. I remember spending my 2 points. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't spend my 2 points. You didn't make me do it. I still have those.
I love how odd just seeing his dice roll still.
All right. So I do believe that is everybody. So I'm going to swoosh us back over.
Wait, didn't I use modesty as well? I didn't roll from. Oh, I got 100. That's why I don't bother. I don't bother.
All right. All right. So thank you, everyone, for joining us for yet another episode of Horror on the Orient Express. We'll go around the horn and see what everybody is up to, where they can find you, what you're doing with your life. For God's sakes, what are you doing with your life? Let's start with Chris.
Oh, well, not much now that you've asked. But you can follow me on KrisWithADagger, all one word. That's Chris with a K. By the way, you can find me on Minds and Twitter X. I post mostly random stuff, but also occasionally I do audiobooks based on the adventures of me and my D&D crew. And I will pass it on to, let's go with Froste.
It's me. I'm on vacation from work because they told me I had to take a vacation from work. So I'm on vacation.
Poor bastard.
You can find me on here at Moonskull. You can find me on Tales from the Dragon's Tavern. You can find me on JT's Savage Talk, and eventually you'll find me on Kingmaker, Geeks and Gamers. And I want to get some Sevvy numbers going. So if you go to my links there, you can follow me on my YouTube channel. I've got like 20 people, I think. And I'm gonna pass it off to, let's see. I don't know what's his name, Babe Winkleman, whatever your new name is, there, Mr. Gore.
John Smith.
I
He's
do
the
need
original.
I do need to come up with a new name, don't I?
Giovanni Pesci.
I have a name, Jean-Luc Strathmore. That's the new.
Very Italian.
Yes, it's so Italian. Well, I'm not Italian, sir.
Oh,
I'm English. Anyhow, check out my YouTube Savage Talk. Go follow me there. Get me to 500 before Sevvy, or I won't be her friend anymore if she beats me. That's the deal. So y'all got to help me out and get me to 500. Because
get everybody to 500.
Yeah, get everybody to 500.
Yeah,
Come on, guys. Help
there
all
you
our
go.
buddies out. Get Sevvy to 500. Get Froste to 500, even though he hates being on vacation, so I have no pity for him. And get me to 500. And then Chris, it's Chris. Yeah. Get him to. You have a YouTube, right, Chris?
No, I just
See what I was saying? He's just Chris. It doesn't matter.
Everybody hates Chris.
And definitely get Moss to 500 because he does a lot of work for you bastards,
Thank you, JT.
who we love, by the way. And I'll give it to Sevvy.
All right. Well, hello, everyone. Thank you for being here this fantastic Monday. Just want to say thank you, everybody, again for getting me up to 76 subs. It's absolutely bananas. How many of you came out. Please do follow my new YouTube channel. I'm so excited for it. It's a couple of reminders for you guys. Tomorrow, we have the character creation for Signal of Screens. So that's going to be absolutely amazing here in Moonskull. You guys want to make sure to check it out. It's going to be amazing. We have Avenue Studios, Avenue Studios' wife, Kristen. We have History Eraser Button, and we have Fake Wizard. There is going to be absolutely amazing. So make sure to support them and their character creation. Also, we are at 27 golds out of 36 for gold. So if in Festivus, and we have to get it by the end of Festivus, we will have the Festivus stream going on this Friday. So make sure to check it out. And we need to hit the goal by the end of the day to make sure that Erudite and Crescent and Frost play Monster Prom. I know Frost is gonna be, I believe, a vampire.
So excited.
Ruda is gonna be dating a slime girl, and Crescent said that she would date whoever chat decided. But in order to get there, we need to hit 36. We are about 9 gold equivalent away, and you can support it by either going to the Moonskull Discord and just going to subscriptions and going gold there, or you can become a Patreon supporter, and the links are in the chat. So that's for announcements regarding Moonskull. You can generally find me at Geeks and Gamers Tabletop, at Legally Sevvy, or over here at Moonskull, or my Twitch and my Kick channel. So please give those a follow, and also please join my Discord server where I usually hang out and play with the audience during the weekends. So I know Mas and I have been playing Call of Duty with folks. I know JT joined last time around, so you guys should join my Discord server. It's a lot of fun. And I will pass it to Mas.
Very nice. Well, thank you very much. I will keep this just relatively short and sweet. Obviously, you can find me here on Moonskull several days a week. You can find me over on Geeks and Gamers Tabletop, I think one day, Thursday. And then you can find me over on JJ and I's channel, Tales from the Dragon's Tavern. Again, please get that one to 500 because we want to get. I think is 500. Is that partial monetization? I
Yes.
think, yeah, partial.
And 3,000 hours or something like
Yeah,
that.
well, I
Yeah.
mean, you need to hit both to get monetization.
Yeah. But regardless, I don't think we'll have any issues hitting the watch hours. But it's the subs that we're really aiming for. Help us out over there because we got some good stuff going on and some good stuff coming up. Some very interesting games that we've been looking at that we want to start up as well. So, and also, by the way, if you haven't already, make sure that you like the stream because that's what tells the algorithm that we should, that we should be seen by more people. Because we definitely want this channel to grow. Leave a comment after the stream. Just stick around for like a minute or two or so, and just leave us a comment. Tell me how awesome I am as a keeper of arcane lore, or give me criticisms. I don't care. I still read the comments. You want me to know what you're saying, right? I still read the comments because I have to have everybody like me, or else I don't feel complete.
I'm just gonna type in.
Who are you again?
Yeah, that was that. So far, that's my favorite character.
If he's dead, I'm gonna be sad.
Yeah, and just
If he's dead, I'm gonna be happy for the poor guy.
I think I just got a great idea that I think I'm going to employ that may or may not involve helmet, but we'll see. But other than that, yeah, subscribe if you haven't already. Check out all the shows that all of these beautiful people around me have mentioned already. And with that, I bid you adieu. Auf Wiedersehen, Gesundheit, and God bless.
So long, gay boys.